Stupid burger in the window.
Much more upscale than what you would consider a local bar.
Not a Philly.
The attention to having higher-end ingredients in a dive bar feel.
Just what owners Brian Somatino and Andy Stutz had in mind when they bought this old joint.
The building we're in is an old Coors brewing building?
Yeah, built in 1901 by Coors.
It's been a bar pretty much from 1901 till now, minus Prohibition.
So they kept the suds flowing and hired fine dining chef Jeremy McMinn to build up the menu.
Every dish has a little something added to it that just makes you remember it.
Like a pork shank braised in ancho chili, spare ribs glazed with Dr. Pepper, and house-made pastrami he's dropping on this killer sandwich.
Bombshell.
It is just marvelous. So I assume from pink salt and a big fat brisket, we're gonna get into some kind of corned beef or a pastrami or something
we're
along
making
that
some
line?
pastrami.
Okay, get it going.
We're gonna trim this guy up.
Just taking enough off that it doesn't become messy.
Yeah, trim done. We're gonna cut this in half.
There we go.
All right, we got kosher salt, some brown sugar, white sugar, some pink salt. Get some honey going into this. Dump our water in here. Sachet bag. Got some pickling spice, garlic in there. We'll bring this up to a boil. We're gonna cool this brine down.
I really like how it just cleans out the system.
Cool this down with some ice.
So you go about 50-50, so this will cool it down because otherwise you're gonna poach it. And you're gonna let this brine for 7 days?
15 days.
15 days?
15 days.
Wow, this thing's gonna be neon pink.
Yeah, weight it down with this plate.
There you go. I love it. Off to the walk-in?
Off to the walk-in.
Great. All right, so we've brined, rinsed it off. Now go with the dry rub.
Granulated garlic, ground coriander, and ground black pepper. Give this a little stir. Apply the rub liberally.
It's a good-looking rub. Now, how long is this gonna go here on the Big Chief?
We do it for about 4 hours.
I mean, the flavor's in this. The curing process is done. Now we're just gonna put some smoke flavor to it, and then for the final process of serving, you're gonna steam it for service.
Correct.
Okay? So you're pulling it from the smoke. Now we're gonna finish the cooking process in the steam, in the oven for how long?
It's about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
This is gonna go in the walk-in and cool overnight before we slice it.
Okay, so we're in the thick of things now. I should probably just try this for scientific reasons. That'll be fine. Very nice.
Scientitious.
Okay.
First, we're gonna butter and toast our rye bread. Drop our pastrami. Put our Swiss cheese down. Pastrami jus. Melted cheese right into it. Rye bread gets a little brown mustard. Pastrami's hot, cheese is melted. Goes on the sandwich. Plate this up over here. Those are hot. Over medium egg, if you're smart. Gets a little slaw. It's a bombshell.
That's a new tattoo right there. Wow.
Chew. Breathe. I know.
I've eaten at some of the greatest delis in the world, and that's about as righteous as you'll find them. Awesome. It's the right mustard. The meat's super tender, not too much smoke, not too much pepper coriander, not too salty. I mean, just a package deal, man. That is an incredibly righteous pastrami sandwich. Excellent job, brother. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I've never had anything like this before.
This is by far one of my favorite sandwiches around.
Good people, really good food, just a wonderful place to be.
It's almost like having a party at home. Everybody knows everybody knows the bartenders.
Brisket sandwich up for Vivian.
Kurt pays attention to every single detail.
Selling one brisket.
It is just the most incredible barbecue you'll ever have.
All from the back of a souped-up rig towed by real-deal chef turned pitmaster, Kurt Aldridge. You're bringing in old-school low and slow barbecue on the stick burner.
Yes.
That is the least easy thing in the world.
I serve 2 days a week. It takes me the rest of the week to get ready.
You're an animal.
Let's do a whole hog.
The ultimate whole hog, it's always a favorite.
We got bacon, sausage, and pork.
Mouth-watering goodness.
What is the dish you're making?
This is for the whole hog.
You make the bun, you make the bacon, you make the sausage, you make the pulled pork.
Yes, making the dry rub for the pork butt. This is a brown sugar.
Kosher salt.
Vietnamese pepper.
Vietnamese pepper?
Vietnamese, it's hot, be careful.
Fresh ground is what I love about it.
Garlic powder.
So this goes, what, 24 hours?
24, 48. Then we let it air dry in the refrigerator overnight, and then we hit the smoker.
And what are we smoking with?
100% almond wood.
What temp are we running at?
190 for about 12 hours.
Low and very slow.
Wrap it in Texas peach paper, put it back in the smoker for another 6 hours until it comes to 180 degrees.
Next step.
Mojo criollo. Red onion, garlic, orange juice, lemon juice, lime juice, oregano, salt.
And a little bit of oil. All right, kids, grape drink.
Are we ready to shred?
Hit it. Look at that bark right there. Great smoke on it.
When we add this to it, it really brightens the whole thing up.
The acid, the orange, the garlic, little kiss of the oregano balances out the sweetness and the char and the smoke. Delicious. Next step, what do we build?
Sour sausage.
Let's go.
Fermento. It feeds the bacteria that causes the transformation from nitrate to nitrite.
Out of my pay scale, Chef.
Dextrose adds another level of tanginess. Cayenne pepper, Korean red pepper, coriander, dry mustard, Vietnamese pepper, caraway, paprika, salt,
granulated garlic,
a little pink salt.
Mix this up.
Some pork that we grind in-house.
Now we'll go into the sausage casing, twist them up.
Put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then smoke them in the smoker.
190.
4 or 6 hours.
If you don't have enough work, why don't you make bacon? Oh, you are.
Salt, Vietnamese black pepper.
No kidding.
Pink salt, little sugar.
How long are we gonna let this dry brine?
5 days. Then it's gonna go in the smoker.
Everything's 190.
4 to 5 hours.
Cool it, cut it. What do we got going?
House-made barbecue sauce, some oil, onions in the pan, little garlic, apple cider vinegar, tomato paste.
Not starting off with a ketchup base. You're gonna just chef this thing all the way through.
Brown sugar.
Worcestershire, liquid smoke.
Salt, allspice, ground cloves, dry mustard, Vietnamese black pepper, cayenne.
Little water.
Simmer it for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna blend it up.
Bacon's done, sausage is done, and the bun you made.
Yes.
Pickled veggies, carrots, cauliflower, a little turmeric in that. You make your own pepperoncinis?
Yes, we actually grow those. We have a local organic farmer.
I'm out.
House-made sriracha mayo.
Yeah, there we go.
We split a sausage link.
Some of the pork shoulder with the Criollo sauce on it. House-made bacon.
Oh, man.
That's all you need to serve, bro. That gives me goosebumps. Bacon's delicious, rendered enough. When you're working with such few ingredients and such simple equipment, your discipline and your expertise have to be spot on, which they are. This is high-level barbecue.
Whole hog sandwich up for Jeff.
Pork is perfectly cooked.
It's good spice, but it's not overpowering.
The flavor of the smoke, that's my favorite.
Soul Avenue is global street food with a Midwest interpretation.
What they brought to the community is not your standard run-of-the-mill stuff.
We're gonna make the chicken fried sandwich.
I'm gonna make the batter to go on them. Boneless chicken thighs. Start off with an egg, buttermilk, flour, pepper, salt,
hot sauce.
It's gonna marinate overnight.
Dig it.
We're gonna make our dredge: flour, salt, black pepper, white pepper, cayenne, smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, baking powder.
Out of the marinated buttermilk batter into the dry.
Drop it in the fryer for the first time at 300 degrees. Bring it up and let it rest. And then we're gonna fry it again to finish the cooking and make it a little more crunchy.
All right, what else is going with this?
We're gonna do some lime aioli.
Hit it.
Mayo, lime juice and zest, roasted garlic, sugar, white pepper, salt, and blend.
Let's build the sandwich?
Yeah.
Toasted bun.
Lime aioli on the bottom, kimchi on there.
That's generous.
Place our chicken.
Well, somebody evidently didn't make the bun the right size.
Hit some samjang.
Boy, you are not light on the portions of the sauces.
It's all about sauce.
House pickles and an unhinged jaw to be able to eat this. Here we go. My friend, that is some excellent fried chicken. That is super crunchitacious. I have a chicken joint called Chicken Guy, and I say that sauce is the boss. When I watch you put on all that samjang, I'm like, just call it the samjang sandwich. But it's this balance that goes on between the fat of that lime aioli with the acid of the pickle. It's like clashing right there in the middle of the chicken sandwich. Ba-boom.
Let's go, we got a full house out there.
I would gobble up the whole menu any day of the week.
Catfish going down.
Hearty home cooking with a little bit of spice.
The shrimp and grits here.
Feels like New Orleans came to San Diego.
Which actually happened by way of Andrew Boyer, a cook from the Big Easy who came here 27 years ago to help a friend open some breweries.
I was just gonna stay for a summer.
Nobody comes to San Diego for the summer because it's an endless summer.
That is a true statement for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I love New Orleans, love Cajun and Creole.
Good beer, good vibe, and great food.
Shrimp going on black and gold po' boys.
I love the black and gold po' boy.
The combination of the fried shrimp and the beef just works perfectly together.
Why black and gold?
The Saints colors.
Saints is a field hockey team.
Oh, gotcha.
really
Thank
good.
you.
They're really good.
Sweating over here.
We're gonna take our top round. We're actually gonna boil it first.
Versus roasted?
That's right. What that'll do is allow us
to have boiled meat.
The flavor out of the meat. We'll use that to make our demi from there. Pour that into the entire pot.
Who doesn't know how to pour water?
I do burgers. We don't have water.
Kosher salt, cracked black pepper, whole peppercorns.
And the garlic.
Get this to a boil for 45 minutes.
Now, who taught you that?
A friend, actually. They have a po' boy shop that is world famous for their roast beef.
I have no idea what's going on right now, folks. You're along for the journey with us. Shane just figured out what water was.
We're gonna take our veal bones. We use tomato paste, roast them at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And add that to our stock to make it into a gravy. Mirepoix now, rosemary, thyme, woo, red wine.
And a bunch of bay leaf.
Let this cook 4 hours to reduce it by half.
So now what do we do with the meat?
Slice it, put the gravy on top.
Goes in the oven?
For an hour. This is our base for our remoulade sauce, a little mayo, Creole mustard that actually has a nice spice, garlic puree, Cajun seasoning, hot sauce, a little lemon juice. Mix this together with olive oil.
I'll have a bowl of that, please.
Right there.
Ta-da! And the last thing we have is the shrimp.
We're gonna run it through some buttermilk and flour and put it in our fryer at 350 degrees for about 3 minutes. Our house seasoning. And then a little salt and pepper.
Now,
we have our Leidenheimer bread remoulade sauce, the shrimp on the bottom. Then we'll keep the rest and we'll throw it on the plate as a little lanyap, as they say in New Orleans.
A little what?
A little lanyap, a little something extra.
How do you spell that?
Wrong every time.
Lettuce, tomatoes, pickles that we make in-house as well, garlic aioli on top. And this is the beef.
Look at this.
We're gonna top of the Leidenheimers, a couple of picks, and voila, our black and gold po' boy.
It's not prison. No one's gonna take it from you. You have successfully figured out how to give us 2 po' boys at once. 1 minute you're getting crunchy shrimp and remoulade, and then you transition right into this delicious warm shredded beef with the gravy. Rich in flavor. Leidenheimer makes all the difference in the world. Pickled veg is a must. A little unconventional.
This is your house.
Like my good buddy Steve Hutchison said, I learned some stuff I knew, and I learned some stuff I didn't know. Delicious, man. Not a thing I would change.
Ready to get down on the po' boys.
The beef is super tender.
The bus is fun. You feel like you're in this little corner of Mexico.
Tu chicharron taco.
Very authentic Mexican food.
Tacos are awesome.
2 tacos coming up.
Chicken burrito. Got a little bit of an addiction for it.
Steak tostada.
This is my favorite fit.
That's one of the biggest taco trucks I've ever seen. How big is that school bus?
That's about 35 feet.
But when Rene Valenzuela opened this joint in '91,
First we go cargo vans and little trailers. We needed a bigger kitchen. Order up.
So they got a bus.
Carne asada burrito coming up.
And since '99, Rene's using it to crank out the classics he grew up cooking in Mexico.
Fish tacos. We want to do food that's very authentic, very deep in Mexico.
From fried pork rinds with salsa verde.
It's spicy, it's really good.
To the Mayan standard, conchinita pibil.
The meat is just tender and just goes down like water.
And this regional specialty with pulled pork and ancho pepper sauce.
Chilorio torta.
Never seen it. I've been eating Mexican food all my life.
To make chilorio, first we're gonna make carnitas. We got a Boston butt right here. We're gonna take the fat out.
Okay, so we'll cut it into small pieces.
Right, put a little bit of salt. And now we're gonna put it into the hot pork lard.
Builds a little crust.
Right. Put some Mexican bay leaves.
Allspice. Interesting, I like that.
And orange. There you go.
Everybody in the pool.
Simmering, says frying slowly.
How many hours?
About a couple hours.
All right, so it's all cooled down now. We'll shred it?
That's right.
I like that spice with the allspice in there. We'll shred it, make the sauce, and then make the torta.
That's right.
Got it. Anchos. Love anchos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And pasillas.
Pasillas. We got a hot griddle. We're gonna put them in there. It's gonna help awaken the flavors.
And then we're gonna steep them in hot water?
Right.
Okay, so we keep the lid on it so it keeps the peppers submerged. Nice. So what are you doing with the seeds? We're just opening them up here?
Right.
You can't make the sauce with the seeds and then strain the seeds out. They become too bitter.
That's right.
We take all these, now we're gonna grind these up?
Yes, for the chilorio sauce.
I know this routine.
Put the red peppers in the blender. I'm gonna put a little bit of the water.
Okay.
Mexican oregano, as you know, is different.
One of my favorite. Comino?
Vinegar. And then garlic cloves and salt. After we put it through the blender, we're gonna strain it. Then we're gonna put the sauce. We're gonna fry it.
A little bit of the lard that we cooked the pork in?
That's right.
This is gnarly. That's what you gotta do right there. You gotta cook off a little bit of that bitterness.
I'll put the carnitas already shredded.
And we're just gonna sit there and cook this up, let it coat, and then we're gonna make the torta.
That's right.
You can't make this sandwich fast enough. So this is homemade bread.
Yeah, refried beans at the bottom. So now we put the chilori on top.
Refried beans almost work like the mayonnaise.
That's right.
Okay, a little queso.
A little queso on top, the jalapenos, then tomatoes, white onions, marinated onions.
Cabbage, nope, stingy with the cabbage.
Okay, and cilantro. Here you go.
Look at that. That's out of bounds, dude.
All right.
The freshness of the bread right off the bat. Then you get this hot, a little bit spicy, the meat. Then you get the crunch of the onion and the little snap from the jalapeno. This got to be one of the best tortas I've ever had.
All right.
I mean, one of the best, dude.
Buffalo shrimp nachos.
It really is the local hot spot.
All right, guys.
This place is special because it has like a lot of variety.
Need some more green tomatoes on the line, please. It's just ramped up Southern food. There's always a twist to it.
And it's cooked up by a Tybee native, A.J. Baker, who couldn't leave well enough alone with just an ice cream shop, so he flexed his culinary muscle.
This was ice cream, and we put a bar in and got rid of the ice cream.
Hey, kids, come on down, because there's no more ice cream. But if you want some tequila, but you kept the name Sunday.
Because everybody knew us as Sunday Cafe. We specialize in low country cuisine. We try to use as much of the fresh local vegetables and local seafood that we can get here.
He'll take every day something and turn it into a fine dining experience.
Got a down south grilled cheese.
Got pork belly, got American cheese, chicken breast, collard greens, and Alabama white sauce. It is a lot of sandwich.
Well, let's get into this.
We're gonna brine our pork belly, start with some cold water, apple juice, apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, pickling spice, dill, crushed red pepper, hot sauce, kosher salt,
and a bunch of garlic.
Cook this brine for about 45 minutes, ice it down, and put our pork belly in. Chill it for about 2 days, and it's ready to smoke. Now we're gonna make our collard greens.
Collard greens and grilled cheese?
Yeah, we're in the South. A little oil, diced onion, pork belly, apple cider vinegar, just a tiny bit of water, black pepper, brown sugar, kosher salt, granulated garlic, hot sauce.
Tiny bit.
A little sweet chili sauce.
And a bunch of greens.
Cover them, bring it to boil, and then let it simmer for about 2 hours.
Next up?
Alabama white sauce for our sandwich.
Now, why do you call it Alabama white sauce?
It's mayonnaise-based.
I thought Georgia had their own thing about not being
Well,
Alabama.
we'll call it Tybee white sauce then.
There you go.
Some mayonnaise in a bowl. We're gonna add apple cider vinegar, a little grain mustard, brown sugar, horseradish.
A good amount.
Worcestershire, hot sauce, granulated onion.
And garlic.
House-made Cajun seasoning, black pepper, a little lime juice.
Whisk that up.
We're gonna just season our flour to dredge the chicken. Seasoning salt, a little black pepper, kosher salt, cayenne pepper, garlic powder. There we go. We're gonna take a double lobe chicken breast. We're gonna buttermilk it.
And then
back in the
buttermilk
flour.
again? All this is just for one thing. This must be one great sandwich.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
We're gonna start by toasting our bread and add a little cheese. Searing off our smoked pork belly. Just a tiny bit of pork belly. Fried chicken. A little bit of these collard
You're not
greens.
serious.
Serious. The Alabama white sauce. We're gonna top it off. That's it.
This is so not even close to being a grilled cheese. There's just a whisper of cheese. I know I'm gonna end up wearing some of this sandwich. The fried chicken is spot on. The pork belly is so tender and delicious. The collard greens are money. The Tybee white sauce is delicious. Acid and fat, that little bit of that horseradish coming through. Outstanding. I mean, like, really a great sandwich.
All right, we got it down south out. Let's go.
You can't go wrong with pork belly and chicken.
I mean, it's got a lot of flavors going on in it.
I'm from Alabama, and I don't remember any Alabama white sauce at home being this good.
The greens on the sandwich are tremendous.
The collard greens?
Big flavors.
Good friend of ours from Northern California, the Lands family.
I like the seasoning. Amazing.
Ice cream potato for Triple D Nation.
This isn't your typical drive-thru that you go to. You have a gourmet chef here.
3 minutes on the Cuban.
You're getting great hot food at a drive-through speed. It's hard to beat.
Special club focaccia up.
I do give Guy credit for finding this place, and you know, the food's great here.
How could it not be with Chef Lou Aaron behind the line? He brought his decades of culinary experience to the drive-in when he nabbed this blast from the past in 1994.
I grew up about 6 blocks west. Came down here all the time for shakes.
So this was a go-to spot when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Now it's a family affair with his wife, Renee, and his kids, Emily and Josh, helping out.
Will the kids take over?
Hopefully. You know, I'm hoping.
All right, gentlemen, this was 15 years, not 15
14.
years ago, 14 years ago.
And he said when he went up to college, I'm never walking back in here again. And then you came.
Really opened up my eyes to see what he's put into the business.
Gives me goosebumps. You hide a gourmet restaurant inside of a drive-in. This is not a short order cook scene. It may say drive-in, but it's a whole different experience, and how great that you tuned into that.
Monte Cristo.
I gave you the Monte Cristo, which traditionally Monte Cristo is a egg dipped and grilled.
I've seen them made this way, but that was in the 80s.
Yeah, we're the only ones around, I think, that make these.
It's like a triple-decker sandwich with Texas toast.
And it's actually deep fried. It's absolutely phenomenal.
We do chicken instead of turkey just to add a little difference. This is actually the rub that we use for our prime rib.
To the cast character, salt,
granulated garlic,
sugar,
the white pepper, black pepper, whole thyme, onion powder, dill weed, paprika, chili powder, cumin.
Celery, salt, and poultry seasoning. Is it cream of tartar?
No, it's cornstarch.
God damn!
Then you just mix it together. Add a little bit of water, put them in the oven, cook them for 7 to 9 minutes. So this is our chicken. It's chilled now. I've got some garlic butter here. We put our Swiss cheese on there and cheddar cheese. We have ham. And then we've got our chicken breasts that we put on there. And then we close her up. Now we're gonna cut this in half, dip it in the egg, and then we have panko breadcrumbs. And you just wanna bread it all in there just like so. Do the other half. And we cook her for about 45 seconds to a minute.
With a berry coulis.
Yeah, with a raspberry coulis, yeah. Raspberry preserves. We add a little bit of cranberry juice to it, and then we stir it up. And it's one of our top sellers.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Monty up.
The crispiness comes out, and the way that they batter it, when you bite into it, it just explodes in your mouth.
It's really juicy and that flavor comes through. Then you dip it in some jam. It's incredible.
Panini in the window. High-end food at a fast food price. Teriyaki salmon salad ready to go.
Amazing Asian flavors.
Dribble down your chin, yum.
Eggplant rollatini.
Really good Italian food.
All from high-end Italian chef Tony Rubano.
Little fresh mozzarella.
Where did you get your background in food?
Growing up in an Italian house in Brooklyn.
Then working joints all across Manhattan.
Steak houses, lobster houses.
Before bringing his own scratch-made menu.
Spaghetti squash working.
To Long Island.
Everything's made to order.
From pasta.
Penne vodka.
To salad.
Grilled shrimp and scallop salad.
And serious sandwiches.
Picking up a Cuban sandwich.
Really, really good.
All right, what are we making, brother?
Gonna make a little pork shoulder, sear it off for a hot Cuban sandwich.
Okay.
Get it nice and crispy, and then oil the top of the pork, salt, and then a little pepper.
So you got fat, skin, pork, bone.
Yeah. So we're gonna sear this on as many sides as we can.
Okay.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Pork-a-pot. Get a friend. Buy yourself a gigantic flatton.
And now we're gonna get it into the stock pot.
All right. Do the voodoo that you do.
A little oil in a heated pot, chopped onions are popped in there, and then chopped celery.
Okay.
Chopped carrots to finish up here, and we'll let these cook down for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna go a little chicken stock.
You make your own chicken stock?
Make our own chicken stock.
Make everything from scratch?
Make everything from scratch.
Seriously?
Swear. And then the crushed tomatoes. I'm gonna scoop this off the grill and pop them right into the stock pot.
How many of those will you make a week?
About a half a dozen to 8.
Really?
Oh, sure.
What are you gonna do with the sauce?
Now it's boiled for an hour. Now we're gonna put the pork shoulder and stock in the oven, 6 or 7 hours. Now we're gonna take it out of the oven.
Okay.
Let it cool that you can touch it.
Bone wants to come out.
Then we just start to break it down.
That's what you're looking for. Nice big strands. Don't need to do it. You'll have to do it for you. And you would like that.
So we're gonna take this shredded pork, we're gonna pop it on the flat top griddle, crisp it up a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah. We're gonna grab this panini, we're gonna cut them in half, and we're gonna top this with a little homemade honey mustard, and then fill the sandwich with some fire roasted peppers.
You roast those yourself?
We roast these.
Of course you do.
Pickles. I'm gonna grab my pork, nice long shreds in there.
How big is this sandwich?
It's huge. I'm gonna put some turkey.
I've never seen turkey on a Cuban. Which Cubans have you been hanging out with?
I don't know. Put some Virginia ham.
It's really this big?
Every day. Everything we do is big. It's the Big Apple. Then we got some Swiss.
If you put anything else on it besides the bread top, I'm leaving.
I think we're good. We're gonna pop it in the panini press.
Okay. How long is this gonna stay in there?
About 5 minutes. Let's open her up, pull it out. We'll give it a cut, and then we'll pop it on the plate here.
Home with a 6-pound sandwich. Come on down to pit stop. Pork's dynamite.
The honey Dijon rocks. Love anything that's got red bell pepper in it. Good vinegar from the pickle, but the big calculation that makes this all tie together, the bread and the panini maker. That's really the kicker here. I mean, that is nice, crunchy. I mean, it's done right. Everything's melted in the center of it. I might recommend you have a good dental plan.
We are ready with the plantains.
This is as authentic as it gets when it comes to Venezuelan food.
Jesqui tostones beef.
You guys ever had food like this? Have you ever had?
Never.
That's because Daytona Beach isn't exactly overflowing with Venezuelan joints. So Cesar Altamar and his wife Yelis started schooling folks about their country's cuisine.
Had you opened a restaurant before?
No, it's the
First one.
It's the first time. In my family, every time we are cooking, that's our favorite hobby.
Did you order Patacon beef?
I really like Patacon. That is the sweet plantain.
And then you get the shredded beef, the cabbage, tomatoes, and the garlic sauce, and then another plantain on top.
Start it off.
Okay, we have the beef. We put in the hot water, peppers, onions.
And a little salt. Very simple cooking process.
Yeah.
How long is that gonna take?
Around 2 hours.
Till we can shred it. Okay, next.
And oil, the onions, green peppers, sweet peppers, and tomatoes.
Okay.
When this is fried, we put the shredded beef, salt,
Comino?
peppers, sazon. This is like anoto, soy sauce.
A lot of soy sauce in Venezuelan food?
Garlic.
Last but not least, the stock from when we cook the beef. And how long does this cook, chef?
10 minutes, more.
Annatto.
It's important for get the right color.
What do we make next?
The garlic sauce. Mayonnaise, onions, the most important.
The garlic.
Cilantro. Water, salt, oil.
And mustard.
We have the garlic sauce.
Next, the plantains?
The sweet plantains, the patacon.
The patacon.
You cut the top and bottom. Try to make 3 slits. Peel. You cut in 2 slices. Then we fry. Flatten to the fryer.
And how long?
Until it's very good and browned.
Okay, chef.
We start with the garlic sauce, shredded beef,
Big.
cabbage, more garlic sauce, tomatoes.
And ham.
Yeah, ham.
Didn't see the ham coming. What kind of cheese?
Shredded Venezuelan cheese. And this is a soft Venezuelan cheese.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah. It's a big plate. You wanna try?
No. I wanna invite my friends over. A lot of unique foods. There is nothing that will prepare you for that. The sweetness of the plantain is the first thing you got. You get the richness and the creaminess of the cheese. The beef is delicious. It's got a little acid, it's got a little bit of garlic, just the tanginess that you love of it. The garlic sauce is awesome. Sings all the way through. It's an enormous dish, but delicious.
Patacon beef, table number 6.
Balancing the flavors because of the sweet and the salt. It's good.
I feel like I could just smack these two on top of each other, eat it like a sandwich.
Go right ahead. Besides cook, what else do you do?
Golf is my second passion. I ended up going and playing collegiately out in Arizona.
You played college golf.
Yeah, and then I started doing the Remax World Long Drive competitions.
What's the farthest you ever hit the ball?
326.
Get out!
Beast of a sandwich.
And she's also crushing it with the menu here.
Titan sandwich is huge, from the burger itself to the chicken tender to the jalapeno popper. It's so good.
It looks intimidating, but you know, I feel like we could tackle it.
Just a simple sandwich.
What's that called?
The Titan.
It's called the death of me.
We are doing our buttermilk marinade for our chicken tenders. Eggs, hot sauce, salt, and our garlic.
How long is it gonna stay in this marinade?
Leave it overnight.
Next up?
Cornflake breading that we're gonna dredge chicken and AP flour, cornflakes.
Should we hit all these in the food processor prior?
Yep. Garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, black pepper.
A little salt.
Mix everything up.
So chicken, dredge.
And we are gonna head over to the fryer at 375 for 6-7 minutes.
What else is on this Titan?
Snappy sauce.
Can you say it without smiling?
No.
This is snappy.
This is snappy sauce.
Okay, just hang on.
This is our snappy. You're killing me.
All right, here we go. I'm a professional at this. What's next?
We were making our snappy sauce for our Titan sandwich. I had it and you lost it.
We've just proven, folks, that there's no way to say snappy sauce and not laugh.
Start off with our peppadew peppers.
Great peppers.
Pulse these up a little bit. Next, we got our Worcestershire, cayenne, hot sauce. Then we actually reserve some of the peppadew juice, mayo.
And copious amounts of ketchup.
Blend that up a little bit.
It's delicious. Sweet, spice, fat. Think about Thousand Island with an attitude. I dig it.
We are going to make our onion ring batter, and we use our pancake batter.
Very cool.
Flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, sugar. Oh, thanks. our light beer lager. Slice up the onions, go straight into the beer batter.
Onion rings down.
And mozzarella stick.
And the jalapeno poppers are down. I gotta watch the fryer. You know, it's my job.
Our burger patties, salt, pepper smash, snappy sauce, lettuce, tomato, our house-made bread and butter pickles.
House-made.
We're gonna go down with our American cheese, bacon going on top, a little bit of steam, double stacking our patties.
Good fries, I'm telling you that much.
Chicken tender, more snappy sauce, our onion ring. Top that off with a mozzarella stick, jalapeno popper, and a pepperoncini.
Right? The chicken tender was perfectly cooked, nice and moist, great breading on the outside of it. From the hot burger and the melting cheese to the cold tomato, cold lettuce. There was just a nice little juxtaposition there. There's two things that really stand out. One is the snappy sauce. Oh, dynamite.
Thank you.
The pepperdew is a kiss of acidity and sweetness. Two, the bread and butter pickles that you guys make are awesome. Served up with dynamite fries. You order a burger like that, you'll be telling all your friends about Bottle Cap.
Titan sandwich for you.
The chicken is just really, really scrumptious.
You get the spice from the jalapeno popper on top.
This is kind of like the Saturday thing.
You just keep it rounded out to like 2 or 3 of them at one time?
Maybe, depends on the day.
It's awesome. I love avocado and I love chicken.
Hot blonde sandwich.
For the who?
Hot blonde. Not you.
Wait a second.
That's the name of the sandwich.
Yo, yeah. It's not about me.
No.
No. The sandwich is really called Hot Blonde.
Yeah.
It just, I happen to be here.
Cut it in half, little salt and pepper. Let's go to the oven.
25 minutes at 325?
Yeah.
Roasted chicken, let it cool. Now we're gonna take the meat off it.
Yes.
Now what?
Prepare the pepper plant sauce. Ketchup.
So we're preparing the pepper plant sauce?
Yes. Roasted garlic and roasted chili flakes. A little bit of salt, pepper. Got onion powder and pepperoncini juice.
The marinade, the pepperoncinis here.
Yes.
Interesting.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that. What's that going on again?
On the hot blonde sandwich.
Thank you.
Garlic spread. It's the same of the Aleppo spread, but without Aleppo.
Without the Aleppo.
Brown mustard. This is a pepper plant sauce.
That we prepared?
Yeah. Swiss cheese, fresh tomatoes, avocado, cucumbers, roasted red onions.
Is this just a game now to see how much you can put on the sandwich?
No, spinach.
We still have the chicken to put on.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna put that in the...
Panini press. Oil on the panini.
And how long?
4 minutes.
Ready to roll?
Yes.
Is it done?
Sure.
Pull it.
All right. There we go.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Thanks.
It's like a club sandwich gone wild. This is the kind of sandwich my mom would flip out for. And I still don't know why it's Hot Blonde. I just wish you would come out with it and say that you did name it after me. I understand.
Hot blonde, table 4, thank you.
It's awesome, so good. The creaminess of the avocado mixed with pepper plant sauce, which just gives it a little kick, all in between the crunchy bread. It's perfect.
Don't air that. She's better than me at it.
We have a bountiful beef for table 4.
Joy is totally whimsical.
She does amazing things with food.
I have a curried cashew coconut carrot coming up.
What she feeds you, what you walk into, really is her life story.
Portobello paninis coming up.
I think one of the things I love about this place is that it's all women chefs.
It's really about helping women, because I was a single mom.
I think you empower people.
It makes my heart sing.
Pretty storybook here, girl.
If you know this place, you know that it's good.
You're never afraid to eat anything on the menu.
Turkey artichoke paninis both coming up.
The turkey artichoke panini with the basil dressing is just to die for.
The artichoke tapenade is different than anything I've ever tried before.
So what are we gonna make?
The turkey artichoke panini. So we're going to season our turkey breast with some salt and pepper, put it in our bag, put her in,
Teamwork.
vacuum seal it.
Into the sous vide, and while we're doing that, we'll make the artichoke tapenade.
Sounds perfect. Artichokes, green stuffed olives in there, Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano, garlic, parsley, but it's Italian, salt and pepper, rind and lemon juice,
We're on the edge today, folks.
California olive oil, some basil.
And you must grow this.
I grow all my herbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's done. Last but not least.
My famous fresh basil dressing.
Famous.
People want to drink it out of the things they tell me, so yeah. Grapeseed oil, California olive oil, local honey, brown rice vinegar, white wine vinegar, a little bit of water, a little bit of onion, garlic,
She moves fast, folks. Stick with it.
oregano, dry mustard, Italian parsley,
Right.
and then our basil.
Okay.
And then a little bit of salt.
The chugging it thing, that's 1,000% drinkable. That's a savory milkshake. Okay, are we ready to make the sandwich?
Let's make the sandwich.
Fantastic.
We're gonna start with a really nice rustic bread, sous vide turkey,
Nice and tender.
artichoke tapenade.
Be generous with that.
The fresh basil dressing is gonna go over our tomatoes and the Swiss.
All right, let's go to the panini press. Can't believe there's cement here. There must be a path worn out where she's run back and forth. Smell and food trigger the most memory, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So I was raised in a little town called Ferndale. I'm biting into this sandwich, and it took me back to Ferndale as a 10-year-old kid. The bread, the tapenade, the turkey, these are the kind of flavors I love. You either have to do each one of those pieces and do them exactly right, or it's not gonna work. You do it all right, with great ingredients and the right technique, you're gonna get this. Delicious.
Let's work on table 3, turkey artichoke panini.
The turkey is sliced thin, but there's plenty of it.
The basil dressing.
My favorite dressing.
I have filled a kiddie pool in the back of my Camaro.
The bread is always so yummy and perfectly toasted.
Play in the window. Order up.
Where does this stack up in the world of barbecue?
It's the #1 place for me.
Good barbecue all depends on the person that's behind the smoker. It's the genius of Brandon.
Which all started when Chef Brandon Shepard was just a kid, hanging out around the pit at family cookouts. Then, after working in kitchens, he and his wife Elizabeth
Jalapeno cheddar sausage up.
decided to fire things up on their own.
What kind of barbecue are you doing?
We kind of jump all over the place. Eastern North Carolina style pulled pork, but we also do brisket, pull a little bit from everything.
The boss hog and the collard.
The Boss Hog Sandwich has got your pulled pork, the jalapeno sausage in it, and it's just a flavor bomb.
All right, Chef.
This is our jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Okay, so the trimmings from the brisket and from the pork?
Yes, sir.
Got it. And what are we adding to it?
Granulated garlic, smoked paprika, crushed black pepper, curing salt, kosher salt, mustard powder. We have milk powder.
A little fat in there, got it.
This is actually cream.
Now we're gonna add this to the meat and grind it on the meat?
Yes, sir.
Intersperse the peppers.
You just gonna do one grind or are you gonna go multiple?
2 different runs with a coarse grind.
Okay.
And once all the grinding is done, we mix in mild cheddar. Now we're gonna put the sausage mixed into the stuffer to make our sausage.
Let's see it, Chef.
Look at that.
You'll twist it. Beautiful.
Then we smoke it.
What kind of smoker?
We have a custom smoker outside. It is a stick burner. We normally use hickory, post oak, and pecan.
Smoke at a low temp, 2.5 hours, then hold it, and then go again at a higher temp for another 3 hours.
Yes, sir. Now we're gonna season the pork butt.
So just salt and pepper. How long is this gonna smoke?
About 10 hours or so.
Okay.
And salt and pepper and the Carolina vinegar to get ready for service.
Okay, Chef, next up.
Our Carolina gold mustard sauce. We start off with yellow mustard, Dijon mustard.
This is the Carolina vinegar sauce you make?
Yes, sir.
I'll have a gallon of that to go. More white vinegar?
Water, Worcestershire sauce, smoked paprika,
Black pepper?
black pepper, cayenne, granulated garlic, granulated onion powder,
Where's my money? Sorry, I don't have anger issues. Red chili flake?
and white sugar.
That's on point. Love that vinegar. I love the heat. I love the simplicity. You call it gold. You're right.
We toast our bun with our beef tallow.
Beef tallow is what you smear on the bun?
A little bit of garlic as well.
I almost named you beef tallow when you were a child.
I'd have been okay with that.
Our house-made slaw is our sausage.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. I love the grind in it. Good amount of cheese, a little bit of heat, not too much smoke, right?
Good little snap to it.
Do our pulled pork, Carolina gold sauce, pickled red onions.
And the collard greens, give me the rundown on this.
A inspiration of my grandmother. We call these Helen's collards.
Those are great greens. Dynamite sandwich. The pork is tender, but doesn't have a ton of smoke. Sausage has got great bite.
Yeah, that's a great textural difference between the pulled pork and the sausage. I mean, it's nice to have that.
Coming for your job.
I'm, you know.
Textural difference.
That Carolina gold money.
We go put that on a flip-flop. Legit.
Slicing sausage for the boss hog.
It's crazy good. The pulled pork's got an excellent bark on it, really good flavor, really juicy.
I'm obsessed with the jalapeno cheddar sausage.
And collard greens are ridiculous.
I always get all collards. You gotta get those pit beans too as a side. My mama makes some good baked beans, but...
Don't get us in trouble with mama.
This has been top notch.
Spicy California, pick it up.
Food is just awesome here.
Fish and chips.
The local place to go if you're in the Atlantic City area.
Run by a true local guy,
Hot mess mushroom, pick it up.
Atlantic City native, Elvis Cadavid.
I was a bartender here. Hurricane Sandy hit. Bang, I'm unemployed.
and I gotta figure something out.
So he signed up his childhood buddy Tom Harris,
Spicy California burger.
bought the joint, fixed it up, and put it back on the map in 2013.
When Tom and Elvis reopened as Vagabond, instantly it became a hit.
Seared ahi tuna.
They have so many different things on the menu that you can choose from.
Three-way sandwich.
Great combination between bacon, pulled pork, and brisket.
Each meat could be its own sandwich.
Start off with the pulled pork.
Got it.
Next, we're gonna add the brisket. Bring this up to temp.
Okay.
Add the mango barbecue sauce.
Locally made brioche bun.
Yes. Pork first, then the brisket. Next, the candied bacon. We're gonna top it off with a lime slaw.
I like the little stamp on there.
Our house-made fries.
When I think about Atlantic City, I do not think about barbecue sandwiches. But I gotta tell you, this would be a home away from home for a lot of folks that want some great barbecue. Smoke, nice tang, good season. Make it a slaw, counterbalancing it with a little acid. That's a great sandwich. That's a really great sandwich.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Barbecue three-way.
The mango barbecue sauce makes the sandwich.
The maple bacon that they have in there, kind of like takes it to another level.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Caramelized onion burger.
Obviously, you're gonna come for the food, but you walk in the door and you just love the vibe.
Tommy and Elvis have done a great job.
Which was no small feat.
Hurricane Sandy did a ton of damage here.
3 feet underwater, right where you're
So
standing.
literally where we're standing, there's water's this high.
Yes.
They put it back together. Since that, everybody's been coming here.
And this place has the best food. Chefs here do a great job of taking normal bar food and putting their own unique twist on it.
And putting out dishes you'd normally never see in a bar.
Turkey apple brie.
On a cranberry walnut.
A cranberry walnut. Okay.
Cranberry walnut.
When I pull up to the Vagabond, I'm not thinking about any walnut bread.
If you're a turkey lover, you can wait around for Thanksgiving, or you can come to Vagabond and get this sandwich.
Great friendly place.
If you're coming to hang out, you're probably going to come back.
Triple D hanging out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's a special edition because I got my one and only brother from another mother, Justin Warner. We are here at Look's Marketplace. Now, it's not your everyday grocery store.
Heat seeker going up in the window.
There's something for everyone.
From a complete charcuterie to a butcher shop, everything is phenomenal.
Skewering the Porkcules.
The Porkcules Sandwich starts out with a ciabatta bread that's made in-house.
You've got pork, and then you've got sausage.
It's incredible.
What are we on to now?
Ciabatta. We have water, yeast, flour, salt, olive oil. Start it up. Very, very slowly add the remainder of the water. Let it rest.
Portion.
It goes into the oven for about 16 minutes.
What are we into? What are we working on right now?
Working on our pit sausage for the Porkcules, beef chuck, back fat, and the pork.
By grinding this in the walk-in,
everything being cold,
you're preserving the fat. This thing can actually create a degree of heat that is going to self-render that fat. And if the fat's already rendered by the time it's in your patty, it's not going to make its way into your mouth.
Back in for a second grind.
And we're going to mix up the spices inside the grinder. Salt, curing salt, ground mustard, crushed red pepper, black pepper, coriander.
Totally key.
Granulated onion, granulated garlic. And we're just going to mix this thing.
Dig it.
Case up the sausage, smokes for about 45 minutes.
Next up,
pork shoulder, a little yellow mustard.
You get the enzymes, you get the acid.
So we hit it with salt first so the paprika and stuff doesn't clog the pores of the meat.
Got it.
Salt is gonna open it up, start the osmosis. Exactly.
So now we're gonna hit it with the rub.
Whose rub?
Three Little Pigs rub. Then we hit it with their touch of cherry as kind of a finishing. Rest overnight, hit it with a little more rub. It's gonna go into our smoker for about 12 to 15 hours at about 200 degrees.
Love this.
Pull it, and then it's ready for the sandwich. First, we're gonna split the pit sausage.
Nice wood-fired grill. Pork butt.
Pork brisket. Regular butter to give it a nice toast. Let's build that sandwich for you. A little chili lime mayo. Pit sausage that we ground together. Pork brisket. Pulled pork. House-made spicy mustard barbecue sauce.
Got it.
Pickled red onion. Arugula on top.
Arugula. You know, like an old horn? Arugula. I'll just see myself out.
All right, and there's the Porkcules.
There are 3 textures of pork, 3 flavors of pork, because 3 things were treated individually and they brought out their best selves. It's a triple punch, left, right, left. The sauce and the accoutrement is not overpowering any of that. It just lets everybody sing, man.
Being that I was the host of the show, I agree with everything Justin says. This is a wonderful way to explore the world of pork. All the pork is fantastic, seasoned great. that ciabatta roll is the perfect vessel. It's a full home run.
Biscuit and gravy up.
My favorite time to come here is for breakfast, but I definitely love their lunch and dinner as well.
But things actually began with brunch, when owners Vanessa Stebbins and Monica Kissinger set out to pair scratch-made food with boozy drinks.
We both have worked in the bar business for close to 20 years.
Just started with us wanting to do something on our own.
Everyone in town knows Monica and Vanessa. I knew that they'd do a great job.
Meatball subs in the oven.
The meatball sub, it's really, really, really good. Their marinara sauce is just absolutely amazing.
The bread, it's always soft.
You definitely need 2 hands to pick it up, and they are huge.
All right, Chef, what's the game plan?
We're gonna make our homemade bread for the meatball sub. We're gonna put the power flour into the bowl.
Don't let it fall on the floor, Benny.
Wheat flour, granulated garlic,
Interesting.
sugar, salt, yeast.
Where did you get this recipe from?
From my grandma. We just mix it around, and then I'm gonna start putting the water in.
Let this go. So it pulls from the bowl?
Yep. Now we add oil and mix it a little more. Leave it in the bowl for about 45 minutes, and then it rests on the table for about another 45 minutes.
Then we'll portion it?
And put it in our fridge. This is after it's been sitting overnight.
Go ahead, Benny.
Gentle, huh?
Gentle, and then just roll it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cornmeal and on the tray.
Once they're proofed, into the oven.
20 minutes.
Next, meatballs.
We got our ground pork,
80-20 ground beef.
house-made bread that we soak in milk, onion, parsley, Parmesan cheese,
A lot of it.
Wow.
eggs, granulated garlic, fennel, pepper, and salt.
Benny, go get your gloves. You gotta make
All right,
meatballs.
all right, all right.
Ball it up.
Just like that?
Yep. And it goes in our oven 20 minutes.
You make your own tomato sauce too?
Yes.
Everything. I should just quit asking if they make it.
We're gonna start with the oil, fresh garlic, onion, pepper, oregano, salt, sugar,
Let that caramelize a little bit.
crushed tomatoes.
How long are we gonna let this cook?
4 hours.
Build a sandwich.
Yep, we take our house-made bun, add a little bit of provolone cheese, meatballs, marinara, mozzarella, and then it goes in the oven.
Just to melt the cheese.
Yes.
Now watch this, Benny. I'll show you how to do this.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Wow, Monica.
Usually calls me moi moi.
Moi moi in Chinese is sister.
I gotta tell you something. That bread with that little garlic kick, that's dynamite. Meatballs are tender, got great texture. Sauce is delicious. Just really nice tomato. It's legit. I mean, I could easily be in an East Coast sub shop getting this.
Good job.
Thank
Can
you.
I order a dozen to go?
Sure.
Please.
Well done.
The meatballs are spiced perfectly.
Nice, zesty marinara sauce.
It's killer.
It is killer.
I go to Mexico and I see the holy sandwich being served with all the fresh things that Mexican food has. I kind of lost my mind.
We started making them, and that kind of took off. And we were like, what if we gave this all the attention that we'd be giving a taco? Masa y papa for Alex.
What torta are we into now?
The masa y papa.
Potato and masa?
Yeah.
Oh, so a vegetarian torta?
Yes.
Huh.
We're going to start with some mashed potatoes,
Some masarina.
salt, oil, and water.
Okay.
And we're just gonna make a sort of rustic little dough.
I feel like I'm getting a sope with potatoes in it.
It's exactly what it's like. See that? That goes down real lightly. That was just about right. Put our chili in.
Roasted down jalapeno.
Kind of get it tucked in there. Give it another smush. From here, we hand shape it.
Could you make this more difficult?
It's a salaried position.
So I'll order this a day ahead of time.
Exactly.
Make sure that somebody can have this ready to go.
We're gonna par bake it.
What temp?
350 for 20 minutes.
Got it. And what are we making here?
Roasted tamarind tomatoes.
Those are gonna go on the sandwich?
Yes. Tuck our rosemary in. This is maybe the least traditional thing we do here. Some avocado leaf that we're
Love
putting
that.
in. Habanero. Garlic. Diluted tamarind paste.
This is weird.
Bit of oil, salt, and some pepper.
Roast this off at...
375, about an hour and 20 minutes.
What are we on to next?
We're gonna make jalapeno mayo, charred chilies,
Garlic.
salt, lime juice, some mayo.
Let's see it. Okay, chef.
So we're gonna put our jalapeno mayo on first.
We can hide behind this thing.
Tortas as big as your head, that's what we're going for.
Good, well, you almost covered that.
Okay. Once our huaraches are baked off, pan fry for about a minute. Both sides going right on top.
Wow. The tamarind tomato, I think I'm feeling lucky. I'm gonna get 3. There you go.
Queso botanero. It's like queso fresco, and it's got a little chili and cilantro. Fresh onion with cilantro and lime. Slices of avocado, shredded cabbage, and pickled onion.
And that's all she wrote. That might be one of the best vegetarian Mexican tortas I've ever had. Great crunch. It's creamy. It's spicy. It's tangy. It's rich. The acidity of the pickled onion is a must. The avocado flies right in. Then you get a little bit of fat coming through from that cheese. That's dynamite any way you slice it.
I get cravings at this place all the time.
Barbecue nachos.
I'm here multiple times a week.
Beer is often the draw, but the food will keep you here.
Which is exactly how owners Jeff Brown and Blake Humble drew it up.
Kind of started as a craft beer bar, but we wanted people to leave saying, damn, that food's good.
So they signed up Chef Brian Lean.
You got the meat for tacos yet?
Another hometown dude who turned Jeff and Blake's dream menu into a reality with dishes like this trifecta.
Order up, craft tacos.
A Bami taco, barbecue pork taco, and a buffalo chicken taco, all piled on, you got it, one plate.
Honestly, I can't decide which one to start with.
Loving it. Absolutely off the chart.
How long on that waffle?
It is a combination of breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Waffle Madame.
It's just amazing.
All right, Chef, tell me about this Wonder Waffle.
First, we're gonna mix up our dry ingredients. All-purpose flour, granulated sugar, baking powder, kosher salt.
Okay.
Now for our wet ingredients, eggs, buttermilk.
So far, this just looks like a regular waffle, Chef.
Well, it's the sandwich that's most impressive. Vanilla.
We're making a sandwich out of the waffle?
We are making a Waffle Madame sandwich.
Cut.
Melted butter, adding our dry to our wet.
And you're making waffles all day?
Yeah, the customer favorite.
And you make the waffle to order?
To order. And then we build the sandwich. It's gonna cook for 2 minutes. All right, our waffle's done.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut it in half. Swiss cheese. We're gonna cook our home fries, maple mustard butter.
So that's just the butter, the maple syrup, and the whole grain mustard.
Whole grain mustard. And our ham.
If waffle's not good enough for you, let's just cook your ham in some butter. Those eggs better not be going on there.
And our eggs. All right, our ham's hot. Move that over to our waffle. And our other half. And your favorite, right on top.
So, Chef, I know that you're a big fan of the eggs, so I'm gonna just pull this right over here and just
You are
allow
welcome
that to
to
be
do that.
yours. Is it supposed to be eaten like a sandwich?
I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it.
Well, it's only about 17 pounds of food. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. The waffle should be illegal.
It actually is.
You should have to weigh in before you can eat that thing.
Your shrimp and grits.
Yeah. This place is unlike any other.
Shirley's affair with Oscar.
It's always a treat. People will stand in line for literally an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's something that is worth the wait.
It's something Eddie would have been proud to see.
My father, he's really smiling down.
That's because since he passed in 2013, his son David and daughter-in-law Brandy have carried on what he started.
They put an enormous amount of pride and love into their food. It becomes infectious.
Your coconut cream stuffed French toast. This is definitely a dish I spoil myself with. It's 2 large pieces of challah stuffed with this amazing cream.
Which is the creation of Chef Bridget Bledsoe, who's been heading up this kitchen since they opened in 2005.
Chicken waffle.
Eddie knew she was big on talent.
Each bite, you get the texture of the coconut, the sweetness with the crunch. I have no problem giving it a wowee. And
Did she just drop a wowee?
Wowee. It's amazing.
Apparently, that's something you might have heard when Eddie was around.
One of his favorite expressions was
wowee.
So this guy was the
This
life
is
of the
a
party.
wowee. Yeah.
Eddie was a big part of Baltimore, and his legacy still lives on here.
It's your crab cake.
The jumbo lump crab meat with this Tabasco bacon onion jam.
A lot of people in Baltimore take pride in their crab cakes, but they're gonna have to measure themselves by Miss Shirley's.
So now we're gonna finally make the crab cake?
Yes. Old mayo, eggs, Worcestershire, Old Bay, yellow mustard, kosher salt. Mix this together.
Okay, what's going on now?
All right, we're gonna 2 pounds of crab meat.
Whoa.
Roasted red peppers, parsley, crab cake mix.
Okay.
This is cracker meal.
So this is just enough effort to combine it.
Yes, that's what I call a crab cake.
I am in awe. Now show me what the size of a crab cake is around here.
2 ounce. 3 of them will go on the sandwich.
Okay.
Now we have our bacon jam. Plenty of that on there.
Okay.
Old Bay remoulade.
I'll get this for you.
Old Bay remoulade.
Old Bay.
Yeah, bib lettuce, red and yellow tomatoes.
Okay.
And then we have our mini crab cakes.
Okay.
We're gonna garnish with parsley and Old Bay.
This is outrageous. So give it up, Freddie, and a little wowee.
Chicken's up.
It's a limited menu, but everything on the menu is just perfect.
Nashville hot fried chicken, but in a Szechuan Chinese ingredient style.
You got the different levels of spice, you got the different dipping sauces.
How do you explain? I mean, there's just a little chicken neon on the outside. They're only open for lunch.
That's how you explain it. Liquid chicken.
Hey, man, you guys seen a chicken in a strip mall? But when you're a proven winner, you got license to do things your own way. Tonight is a very special Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives because we are in the home of a Tournament of Champions champ. From season 4, the one and only champ, Chef Mei Lin. And she wears the belt. All right, how many items on the menu?
4 main items, and then we have some sides and sauces.
If you're gonna come and hang out with the champ, why won't you invite Chef Nate Appleman, Iron Chef Stephanie Izard, and the one and only Chef Aaron May? Everybody was excited to get in on this deal. We'd all love to know how you're making the magic, the great Sando. Do you say Sando or Sando?
Sando.
Sando, what do you say?
I defer to the champ.
All right, 1 medium Sando up.
It is the chicken sandwich you take a picture of.
From top to bottom, it's just absolutely phenomenal.
Let's get into this, Chef.
The chicken thighs are what we use for the sandwich. Pound out the thicker side. This is going into a brine. Water, salt, granulated garlic, fish sauce, buttermilk.
So we got funk, acid, and salt.
Going to add that into our chicken, cover it, and let it marinate for about 12 hours. This is actually for the chili oil. We're gonna dip our chicken in it. Szechuan peppercorns, black peppercorns, coriander seed, fennel seed, cumin seed, star anise, bay leaves, and cinnamon. Get all of those spices and we dry toast it until it's nice and fragrant. Once you see it,
Just stick your hand in there.
Your Hondo.
So we're gonna go into the blender.
Oh my gosh.
It smells amazing.
Fantastic.
Add my chili de arbol into the oil. Gochujang chilies. We're gonna let that infuse, add the sugar, turn it off, and then we add in our spices. And we're gonna let it rest overnight and we'll strain it in the morning.
What's next?
We're gonna make our pickling liquid. We have our mirin and sugar, let that reduce by half. And we're gonna get our spices toasted, coriander, black peppercorns, and bay leaves. Add it into our reduced mirin and sugar liquid. Turn off the heat, and then we're gonna add white vinegar and our rice vinegar.
Once this cools,
add this over our vegetables. Shallots, Fresnos, and jalapenos.
That's step 4 of the 98-step chicken sandwich.
Sando.
What's next? Thank you.
We actually strain that liquid from the pickled jalapenos and Fresnos, mix that together, add into our honey. That's what we make our hot honey with.
Holy moly. What are we making next? Who cares?
We're gonna do our no-heat spice mixture. Bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, green peppercorn, black peppercorns, Szechuan peppercorns, coriander seed.
Was the goal to use everything that you had in the kitchen?
Pretty much. Cumin seed, fennel seed, some clove, green cardamom, star anise. Give it a mix. Spices that we just blended up, mushroom powder, granulated onion, granulated garlic, some sugar, and some salt.
That's the base seasoning.
We actually have a lot of different spices that we add in depending on the range.
All right, so you'll make us medium right now?
We'll make you medium. Cayenne, chili de arbols. We'll just leave it at that. We're gonna start off by dredging our chicken, add our fish sauce into the buttermilk, and our eggs. You know when you see fried chicken, you see like those cornflakey looking things on the chicken?
Yeah.
So they're not actually cornflakes. We add a little bit of water to our flour. So just kind of rubbing it between the hands.
And you get those little chunks.
Oh, look at that.
Smart.
Into our mixture of rice flour, cornstarch, and regular flour.
Going into our egg mix and into our dredge.
What's next?
We're gonna do multiple fries at 325.
For the first fry.
We fry at a hotter temperature on the double fry at 375.
There's sauces.
Habanero ranch, sugar, granulated garlic, black pepper, fish sauce, habanero hot sauce. Add our mayonnaise, sour cream. So this is our ranch.
With spice.
Ranchy?
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what makes it raunchy? Fish sauce.
Yeah, agreed.
Fish sauce makes everything delicious.
What's next?
We're making our Daybird sauce. Sugar, granulated garlic, black pepper, Tabasco, Worcestershire, ketchup, Kewpie mayonnaise.
Thank you, folks, for sticking around for the 24-hour Triple D Marathon.
And then we're ready to build our Szechuan Hot Chicken Sando.
That is some crunchy chicken.
For the medium, we only do a half dip.
I'll do medium.
Medium and an extreme. For the extreme, we do a full dip. We season both sides. We're gonna get our honey in there.
Oh, I love this out of the bun move.
Our slaw consists of red and green cabbage, chives, and cilantro, our pickled shallots and pickled chilies.
Oh. I'm rethinking my order at this moment. How do you recommend eating it?
Whatever you want to start with.
Okay.
The habanero?
The ranch.
Wow, that's so crunchy.
One of the best chicken crunches I've had. Very juicy.
I feel like I have to open my mouth real big for this one.
The full sandwich bite with the slaw, that's the kicker.
Slaw's money.
All the pickled veg in there is really dynamite.
Thank you.
I'd love that little extra honey kiss, but definitely the habanero ranch is my go-to.
Amazing ranch.
How's the extreme treating you?
He's a little redder than he was when we got here. Like, I just took
Yeah.
a tiny bite of a tiny edge of your chicken, and I'm like, I can't even feel my tongue anymore.
It's a really dynamite sandwich.
Thank you.
Medium sando with the milk tea.
All the flavors explode in your mouth, and it's just so good.
You know what I really like about this, Chef, is the crunch you're getting with the sandwich.
Chef Danny and I have worked together 10 years.
Close here.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
The slaw is so good, I would eat it by itself.
One more no heat coming up.
Perfection. Saddling up to this counter to eat together is really fun.
Your mystique as TOC champ has made this an outstanding visit. Come down here and let the chicken talk for itself, and it has. Thanks for having us.
Turkey Club, everything's fresh.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming in.
The quality and the consistency really does set it apart from other places.
4 minutes on the burger.
This is the first stop on the island when we come on.
So when you're coming into town,
Gotta hit Ernest.
And the guy behind the counter is owner and butcher Mel Cortellessa, who took over the place in 07, 30 years after it originally opened.
bro, this is like old school, old school. Who started this?
Ernie Storino was the original owner. His son, Sam, is who I started with. I started when I was 13, sweeping up, putting groceries on the shelves, and fell in love with it.
My dad and I started the store, and I felt very comfortable turning the store over to Mel and know that the tradition would carry on.
So you're doing like real butchering here.
We do beef, veal, lamb, pork, fresh chicken, calves liver, we do everything.
I don't get my meat from the grocery store. I get it only here.
Guys, why don't you try some jerky? It's homemade.
This is the only place that I know of that makes homemade jerky.
My kids love it. They take it by the handful, and it's done within the hour. We have to come back.
Cheers.
Did you just cheers me to eat jerky?
Uh-huh.
It's not too dry, not over-seasoned. It's a nice balance to it.
A little hot, a little sweet, right?
Yeah. It's good jerky.
Great jerky. I'll have another piece.
The jerky is something that's great for tailgating parties.
It's delicious, and he has it from the spiciest you can handle to the more subtle, soft taste.
And the jerky isn't the only draw at this joint.
We're a seasonal community, so summertime, it's heavy on the sandwiches. 600-700 rolls in a day.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Big sandwiches, a lot of meat.
Tailgater.
Basically, it's a sausage and pepper sandwich with cheese on it.
He makes his own sausage.
The spices, the flavors, you can really taste that.
There's a tailgater.
That's how you do it.
That's how we do it.
That's good sausage, man. That was really good sausage.
Thank you.
The key is that fennel.
You think?
Oh, and it gets great flavor all the way through it. And I like the fact that you let it set for a day before you cook it.
Sure.
The bread is nice, tender, but it'll hold it together. Salty provolone.
Good, right? Sharp provolone.
You like to eat.
I like to eat.
Real deal. I love
Appreciate it. Thank you. Tailgater.
The sausage are very, very tender.
The cheese is sliced right here in the shop.
Fresh rolls every day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
To have this on the island is special.
And it's just a dying art.
The fact that you're making it, and you're cutting it, and you're butchering it, and just all these components, I see why when people walk in, they go, I want to have you in my neighborhood.
Yep.
This is the kind of place people would love to have.
How many of us left?
Not many.
We're getting a meatloaf sandwich.
Great barbecue. It's the best.
Brisket sliders for Ness. There's not a lot of food trucks like this food truck.
And there aren't a lot of pitmasters like former attorney Marty Gleason. He owns this funky food truck with Nazareth Saavedra, who met Marty when he was her high school wrestling coach.
I volunteered as coach for 30 years. It was my avocation while I practiced law.
So give me the story.
My sister gave me a smoker for my birthday. I would smoke meat while I would be doing my law work.
That manifests itself into you quitting law and being in a food truck in a dirt lot? You know what? I think you follow your heart.
Big pink for Alex.
The sandwich has everything on it. Pulled pork, pulled chicken, the sausage, the brisket.
A lot of flavor in every bite.
All right, the big pig.
First thing we're gonna start with is the rub for the chicken. Natural brown sugar, paprika, granulated garlic salt, cinnamon.
Onion, Old Bay.
Salt, mustard powder.
Gotta be lemon pepper.
You got it. Seasoned salt.
Chili powder.
Black pepper.
And it's gotta be cayenne.
Thank you for your help. Pray that it seals, or I'm gonna take a shower.
Make sure you get all your spices evenly mixed.
Yeah.
Sprinkle this on these chicken thighs.
Yeah, boneless, skinless.
Okay. How long is this gonna go on the smoker for?
Between 2 hours and 3 hours. 225.
Okay.
Make our rub for our brisket now.
Okay.
Kosher salt, a little lemon pepper, of course, black pepper.
All right, so a little mustard rub, and then adhere the black pepper, lemon pepper, salt combo. Now, how long will this go down on the smoker?
Until it hits 165 degrees.
Pull it and you wrap it?
Yep.
And then you either let it come up to 190-something or 211, whatever, 2, 3, 5. You're gonna get a 4, 4, 45, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 5, 5, 8. What are the sauces we're doing?
We're gonna do a huli sauce.
Okay.
Pineapple juice, ketchup, teriyaki, brown sugar and garlic. Heat that up, and we're gonna put the ginger in it.
Let's build a sandwich.
First, we put on the brisket, pulled pork, huli sauce, chicken, and then we put on my sausage.
Now the Abe Froman goes on.
Our 4-cheese Italian, onion rings, more big pink sauce, put a little of our Alabama sauce on.
I'll be wearing this, folks.
Yeah, it is the big pink.
Gotta bring the hunch in for this, folks. Good smoke on the brisket. Like the pulled pork. Like that you get some big pieces out of it. It's not all shredded up. I love the onion ring touch and the house-made sauces. Only thing I recommend. A lot of napkins.
Yep. Big pink for Kenny!
Let's go. The Big Pink is a beast. It's a workout to eat, but it's delicious.
I've never had anything like that before.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, the sausage and the Alabama sauce, amazing.
Triple D hanging outside of Reno, Nevada at Butcher's Kitchen Charbecue. And the wild man here is Big Ed, who owns the joint with Ed Jr.
You're sort of like a Rembrandt in the kitchen.
Plus, he's pulled his other boys into the fire.
Just the way I taught you for the last 25 years.
The food is phenomenal. You smell it before you even walk in the front door.
One filet mignon sandwich.
The filet is as tender as you can get. There's a good char on the meat.
Plan for a nap afterwards.
Filet mignon is, of all the cuts of meat, my least favorite. There's not a lot of flavor. I don't like it grilled. So when I heard about this on the menu, I had to see it. Let's get into the marinade.
Okay, some red wine vinegar. We've got some lemon juice.
That is a lot of acid.
Fresh garlic, crushed red pepper.
He's making Italian dressing.
Right. Black pepper, basil, oregano, sugar. We've got some parsley, mustard powder.
Okay.
A little bit of thyme, and we got our salt. Give this a good blend. We're gonna add a little bit of water so it all comes together well. Add in our olive oil. We wanna give it some mouthfeel.
Should really think about going on the Food Network or something.
You know, I got some ideas.
We wouldn't even have time to break for a commercial. Now you're bringing in Pismo tender.
This is a tool that I created. It's called the Impressor. It's 60 razor blades, spring-loaded. I tried to give you one at the Truckee Diner.
Which is a Triple D joint we visited 10 years ago, where Big Ed happened to be eating. I couldn't take it. I can't fly with that.
It's gonna cut through the connective tissue, the things that make meat tough. But what also is great for fast marinating and brining.
Why don't we turn this into an infomercial?
A picture speaks 1,000 words. This comes with 2 pounding plates, just broadening it out a little bit.
I like what you're talking about, boss. Okay. So now, how long is the marinade gonna sit on here?
2 to 4 hours. That thing's flavored to the core. Then we're gonna cook it to a medium rare, cover with provolone. Put it on a toasted bun with peppers and onions and pepperoncinis.
It's pretty simple, but knowing this guy, it's not gonna be simple on the flavor. Yep, I was able to make it happen, folks. I kept him from talking for 1 whole minute. I beat the family world record.
You win the prize.
All right, back to my old statement. I'm not a fan of the filet. But if you're gonna give it that kiss of the vinegar and the garlic, and then you hit it with the acid and the sweetness of the caramelized onions and peppers, but then you get some of the cherry peppers in there and a little salty provolone.
Yeah.
This is what you want steak sandwich. The real deal.
Thank you.
What do you think of the filet mignon sandwich?
It's fantastic.
You get the smoke, you get the herbs.
I'm devouring it. It's delicious.
Bratwurst sandwich.
The family really loves what they do, and it comes out in the food.
Super impressed.
Thank you.
Super impressed.
Speaking of impressors.
Available.
Trio ready?
This place is pretty unique.
Jalapeno summer.
Thank you.
The meat is what we come here for.
Either bring your meat to get cured and fixed up, or to come have a great sandwich.
So you took over right then when your dad passed, and then you guys met?
I was working at the brewery.
The brewery did start here, and then now it's at a bigger facility.
Yes.
But from the menu that I saw, you scratch make just about everything.
We make all the meat here, except for our turkey.
You always know you're getting a fresh head of meat on your sandwich.
We come in for the beer and stay for the food.
Hot pastrami ready to go out?
The hot pastrami on rye is another one of our favorites. You know that it's going to be good pastrami. You see it's nice and red and smoky.
All right, so we are gonna do our pastrami.
All right, so corned beef cure.
And pink curing salt. This is top round.
After he gets the 8 injections.
Goes into the tumbler.
Okay, 5 hours, bring them out, and then dry rub them.
Yes. So we got coriander, garlic powder, Paprika, brown sugar.
Cracked black pepper.
Yes.
Pound the rub into it.
Right into the smoker. 6 hours, 140 degrees to 175 degrees.
It's raining pastrami in Flavortown. So thin, it only has one side. This has got a good amount of smoke, a good amount of coriander, and the brown sugar, nice little kiss.
Put down our buttered rye bread, provolone cheese, and our Swiss cheese, mayonnaise, and mustard. And then the meat goes on the bread, and we'll top it with sauerkraut. Here is our pastrami.
Beautiful.
Some mayonnaise and mustard.
This is genius. That is marketing right there. How many people come and have the sandwich and they go, you sell these?
Quite a few.
I want to try them all. But let me just finish this up. Toast on the bread is money. The slice on the pastrami is a perfect to where there's texture, but not so thin that it's just falling apart.
Not judging.
Provolone Swiss combo, great. And the right amount of sauerkraut. You do everything right, excellent sandwich. Well done. Now go find the sausages.
Pastramis are coming off.
It's really bold, a little bit juicy too. Nobody does it quite like Julie does.
The little addition of the couple pieces of pepperoni to remind you of what this place is really about is awesome.
What do we have?
All right, this is our Polish sausage. And next is the jalapeno summer sausage. That's one of my favorite ones.
That's dynamite.
Teriyaki.
What you expect of pepperoni with a little sweetness to it?
Triple hot.
That's got a little bite.
The next is the garlic.
It's not the date night sausage.
Definitely not.
The Hawaiian-style pork loin.
It's definitely a destination place that people seek out.
This is amazing what you guys are doing. Congrats to you. Pulling up the bootstraps and getting after it and look at the empire that you guys have built. It's been fantastic. Thanks for coming to Dick's, Northwest Sausage and Deli. Bye-bye.
Swiss mustard?
Everybody is over the moon about the pastrami here.
The Reuben?
It just really literally melts in your mouth.
What do you think of this?
It's the best.
Like you'd have a wedding cake made out of pastrami.
Oh, yeah.
Must be the ingredients or the love that they put into it that makes it fantastic.
It's a little bit of both, because owner Matt Levin's been working to perfect his recipe since he was 16, and the pastrami old guard was no help.
Deli guys they'll kick you right out of there. I had to figure it out myself.
So he brought in his own heavy hitter, Chef Michael Broyle.
Tell me he doesn't look just like a culinary assassin.
To give old school pastrami a try on the West Coast. And they're piling it up high on this sandwich.
Have the toasted slaw 19. The flavor's just amazing. You can't beat it.
So what are we gonna make?
We're gonna do the toasted 19, our pastrami sandwich.
So it brines for a week, then it gets coriander and black pepper, and then it gets smoked with hickory. Okay, we're gonna throw it in the steamer now?
Yes. Okay, first we're gonna get the drip pan because we're gonna use this for the lacquer that we're gonna make later.
The water?
The lacquer.
All right, fire it up.
Well, we gotta steam it for 4 hours.
Steam it for 4 hours. Mother Mary. Okay, somebody should get in some heavy sponges, because this, wait till you see this. I don't have anywhere to put that. You can put that in my car. Look at that, just tender. Michael, that's outstanding. Whoa.
You put the drippings in the pan, brown sugar, black pepper,
and a cup of coriander.
Correct. Then we reduce it.
We're gonna reduce it more?
Yes, by half, because it's making a lacquer.
A liquor. Okay.
Let's do this. Then we trim off all the fat.
Look at that.
What I do is I section it off, dip it in a lacquer, and we slice it.
For every sandwich?
Every sandwich.
OMG. This is a different level of ridiculous.
So now I'm toasting the bread on the flat top.
Okay.
Okay.
Filled it.
We got Russian dressing, coleslaw, Swiss, and then we put the meat on. There you go.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. You can be a hardcore New Yorker. Nothing's gonna prepare you for that. It's that good, man. Really nice toasted rye. Perfectly brined, smoked, steamed. It's that good, I'm not kidding you. Night-night.
I I sort of crave it once a week.
Literally just falls apart in your mouth.
It's a fix.
Order in.
You can't go wrong when it's done right, and they're doing it right.
Biscuits and duck gravy.
Food's just out of this world.
Southern style. A lot of the dishes remind me of my childhood.
And that's the vibe Louisville natives Tyler Trotter and Lori Beck were going for when they opened this joint in an old house.
Grill House was a home, so we wanted the food to reflect sort of the things that we grew up eating that we love.
So they brought in trained chef and Kentucky native Andy Myers to amp up and narrow down the dishes.
It's like a brunch menu served 7 days a week. Ready to roll on 2 fried bologna sandwiches.
There's something about a fried bologna sandwich if you're from this region, and Grill House does it so well.
So a fried bologna sandwich is a brunch item here in Louisville?
It is, yeah.
What are you nodding over there?
I think it's all the time.
Okay, good.
The first thing that we do is we make a spice kit.
I've heard it called a lot of things, but a spice kit works for me.
Grated nutmeg, dextrose, black pepper, coriander, garlic powder, some salt, curing salt, paprika, and then we've got some non-fat dry milk powder.
Milk solids, okay. You know what that's for?
Emulsifying.
Brings it together, ties it up.
We add a little bit of ice water.
This is all beef?
Yes.
So we're gonna take these two, blend them together, and start grinding. Sheet tray it, partially freeze it, cut it. This,
ready to roll?
You can get these at the carnival right here, right?
Yep.
Grind again.
I'm like resisting the urge to just reach out and touch all over it.
Don't do it, don't do it.
Gonna load this guy up. So the casing, we just soak it for a second just to
make it a little pliable.
A little bit more pliable.
Real easy to do that when we're standing here and Damaris is singing.
Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong.
He's trying to work.
After we case it, we smoke it.
And what are you smoking it with?
Cherry.
Fantastic, so some nice, great color.
We vacuum seal it and we cook it in an immersion circulator to get the temperature up to 155.
Dig it. How are you gonna make that egg, chef?
Sunny side
There
up.
you go, that's definitely not me.
That's gonna be all this girl.
Our house bologna.
Maybe we should just try a little piece for science. See how it sounded official.
Yeah, why not? There you go. I'm gonna fry this on the flat top in a little bit of butter.
I love.
I'm gonna just dip that in mustard and eat it.
And you know it's even gonna have more flavor once it heats up.
We have a brioche bun.
And what kind of cheese is that?
A New York white cheddar.
Is it always 2, or is it just because Damaris and I are both here?
It's always 2.
There you go. Little finishing salt.
Cracked pepper, a little bit of hot sauce, little baby mustard greens.
Look at that.
On your mark, get set, go.
Oh my God. That is straight up legit awesome.
It's super flavorful.
This is kind of a cross between a nice summer sausage and a bologna. The balance is really great. And the texture's the best part about it. This is dynamite.
I like the egg. It makes it kind of saucy and messy. I don't like any sandwich that's not gonna run down my arms. So, especially in the morning, you know.
It hits all of those salty, savory notes that you want. It's got a nice little kick to it.
Bacon, egg, and biscuit.
Crispy chicken. You can't go wrong with pretty much anything you order.
The sloppy Jacques.
Been here before?
About 20, 50 times.
This week.
And the guy keeping him coming back is co-owner and chef Chin Kuo, who opened this joint with some college buddies back in 2011.
So why is it called Saus?
It's sauce in Dutch. We're inspired by Dutch street food. We're all about the condiments.
Yep, all 20 of them, ranging from savory to sweet.
All of the sauces are amazing.
What dipping sauces do you enjoy?
I like Samurai, I like Vampire Slayer.
Sounds like a comic book.
You can use a lot of the different sauces on all of the sandwiches.
Chicken satay pocket up.
I really love the chicken pocket.
We got some crunch, there's some carrots and some onions and some chicken. It all comes together in a really great bite.
Great sandwich, man. Peanut sauce isn't overdone with peanut. Chicken is nice and tender and crunchy. Outrageous texture. Nice, big, hearty sandwich. A lot of flavors. Very good. Nice job, man.
Thanks very much.
Chicken satay pocket up.
The pinto sauce has Asian-style flavors, salty but a little sweet.
Do you have a culinary background?
I do not. Okay, this is what happened. We moved off campus, so I had to start cooking, and there was the Food Network.
I'm done.
That's a secret.
My job is over. Thank you. Very nice.
All the food is really great here. They got little bites, they've got big meals.
Sloppy Jacques, here we go.
The sloppy Jacques is one of those sandwiches that just kind of reminds you of childhood.
It's braised beef and bacon, served on a brioche bun.
Really rich. That is big flavor. If you like the sloppy joes, that is over the top. You're getting the beer, you definitely get the seasoning. It's really got a sweet note that's coming from the house-made ketchup, I think. Don't buy one beer when you have this, buy like 10.
I love the savory, sweet kind of balance of the bacon and the stout.
It's a little bit of a mess to eat, but a glorious mess.
This guy right here, Samuel Mansour, won one of the first challenges in a guy's grocery games, Triple G. He's a fantastic chef. Tell me about the sloppy Jacques.
Big flavors, huge portion. I love it.
All the food at South is fresh. You get some of the locals, you get some of the tourists, great people watching, and a lot of fun every time.
You have pushed the boundary of sloppy joes.
Dare I say Flavortown?
Brother, this drove through Flavortown.
Here comes the beef.
This place is just amazing. The people that open it obviously show the love that they have for their cuisine.
Empanada. It's very creative. The food is on point.
And it's served up by brothers Javier and Marco Rondon, who are repping the Peruvian tastes I know about, and then some.
When I think about Peruvian food, I don't think about sandwich shops.
In Peru, sandwiches is very popular. Like you guys do hamburgers.
Right.
We do sandwiches.
If I come here, I get the same thing if I went to Peru.
Pretty much, yeah.
So if I look for a while, I'll be kind of perusing the menu.
Definitely.
Perusing the menu. I'll be here all week. Try the mushroom quinoa bowl.
Marco, I got your mushroom quinoa coming up.
The quinoa mushroom bowl is fantastic. It's got the right amount of seasoning and flavor in there just to make every bite pop.
What are we making?
This pepper is called ají amarillo, and I use it as a base for the mushroom quinoa bowl. It's a little spicy.
Right.
We need to boil it down 3 times so we get the spiciness out. Peel the skin.
Okay.
And then in the blender. That's it.
This is ketchup to the gringos?
You can say that. Yeah.
I just did.
Exactly.
Thank you. This is the sauce for the mushroom quinoa stir-fried.
Amarillo paste, the one we just did.
Don't mix that up with the baby food.
This is my secret recipe, so don't share with me.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Thank you. Garlic goes in, ginger paste, red wine vinegar, soy sauce.
Arriba. I'll have some of that to go. All right, chef, let's fire it up.
Oil.
Cremini mushrooms, toasted off in the oil, hot and fast.
Red onions, Roma tomatoes.
Just scarring those veggies right now. The jus that we made with the ají amarillo, the soy sauce, the ginger, and the garlic. The mushrooms in.
The switch works.
Cooked quinoa.
A little bit of juice again. Quinoa at the bottom. A mushroom mixture with tomatoes, onions, the juice.
My mouth is starting to water.
Green onions and cilantro.
You get these big pieces of the mushroom. It's got a lot of texture in it. But you know what the key is, this? This quinoa has been cooked so perfectly, each little bite pops, 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 giving you this little extra bits of texture. That's one of the most basic dishes we've ever done on Triple D. But I will tell you, the flavor is through the roof. No, anyway.
I'm so happy right now.
Here's your mushroom quinoa.
I like how fresh it is, how light it is.
It gives a good, consistent flavor every single bite.
Yes, Burt Reynolds' younger brother does live down here in South Florida. It's my buddy Rich and Chad. So are you a quinoa fan?
Yeah, this is perfect dish for me. Mushrooms are tender and marinated. It's amazing.
Making the turkey sandwich.
I stumbled across J28 2.5 years ago. Been coming here ever since.
A lot of people don't understand the J28. July 28th is for...
It's the Peruvian Independence Day.
Yeah.
And we open on July 28th also.
So it's not just great food, it's Peruvian pride.
I've been to Peru, and the sandwiches here are always perfect.
Here's your Chicharron sandwich.
The Chicharron sandwich is one of a kind. The pork belly, it's made to perfection.
We're gonna make a pork belly chicharron sandwich.
That's right. We're gonna make the rolls.
Okay.
Flour, sugar, salt, yeast. Mix it a little bit. Ice water goes in.
Okay.
After 2 minutes, we add shortening.
We'll let this mix how much longer?
10 minutes more.
And then we'll cut it, proof.
For 2 hours.
And then we'll bake.
For 20 minutes.
Got it. Where are we at?
So this is our fire sauce. In Peru, it's usually this pepper, the rocoto peppers.
I got you.
We took this other pepper called limon. This is spicier than this one, but both together, the combination is really good.
I bet.
Salt, oil.
And a little water. Let's see it.
So this is the marinade for our pork belly sandwich. Ginger, oregano, 5 spices, brown sugar, salt and pepper.
Ají amarillo.
That's right. Ají panga paste.
Ají panga.
Garlic paste, red wine vinegar, soy sauce.
How long is this gonna marinate in the pork belly?
Overnight.
Then we're gonna boil it in the marinade and water.
Drain the water and we fry it.
Crispy, slice it, go.
That's right.
All right, let's see it, Chef.
Our beautiful Rosetta roll. Listen to this. The crunchy,
I hear the crunchy.
the mayo, sweet potato,
Okay.
the pieces of pork belly on top, pickled onions pickled with a little bit of lime juice, and some cilantro also,
And the fire sauce.
carrots. This is our sandwich.
Look at that. I have to smash it down. I can't get my fat mouth on my fat sandwich. When I think of chicharron, I think of Mexican chicharron, the crunchy skin.
Yep.
The bread gives me that crunch. After that, you get that creaminess of the sweet potato, the much-needed acid of the onion, and the tender, juicy pork, and then the little icing on top, that pepper sauce. This is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You want to eat more. You want to eat the other half. You want to eat the one that the person next to you is not finished yet.
All right, chicharron coming up.
I taste the pork. I definitely taste the onions. All the flavors just pop.
The bread has a nice like crunch on the outside, but it's very fluffy inside.
How many of those sandwiches can you eat?
I could probably do 3.
Thanks for telling the truth.
After his 3, we take about a dozen of these empanadas home.
Coming here is almost as good as actually going to Peru.
I love everything that I get here.
If this is what I've been missing in Peru, I gotta go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Pulled mushroom in the window, runner.
I just can't say enough about how good this place is.
Blows your taste buds out of the water.
And our pecorino wings.
I like anything that Brett makes.
Oh, you knew him before he got here.
I'll follow him anywhere.
That's because chef and owner Brett Sawyer has built a reputation at other joints around town and brought those culinary skills to this concept.
We took all of the simple food of a diner and made it much more difficult.
Just chef the entire thing. Favorite thing on the menu?
Surf and turf.
We got 2 surf and turfs ready.
It's a shaved steak sandwich. The au jus has the lobster flavor into it.
I could have sworn that there was lobster on the sandwich. I kept looking for the lobster.
What are we into next?
Our surf and turf. We start with the certified Angus beef tri-tip.
I see the turf, but where's the surf?
We serve it with a lobster beef au jus.
And I'm the crazy one.
Kosher salt, black pepper, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, dry rosemary.
How long is it gonna sit on there?
20, 30 minutes. Cook that in our oven, 8 minutes at 500 degrees. Then we turn it down to 350 degrees and cook it for an hour. Chill it, slice it on our deli slicer for service.
Okay, chef.
Now we're gonna make our duxelle, nice fatty mushroom spread.
You don't get to say nice fatty mushroom spread very often, do you? It just has a ring to it.
Butter, add our shallots, our garlic, sun-dried tomatoes.
Sun-dried tomatoes actually break it up a little bit.
Yeah, nice little acidic bite in there.
Tarragon, parsley, mushrooms. We do creminis. Salt, white vinegar, red wine. Cook for about hour and a half.
This is the time when we're gonna see the lobster shells come out, huh?
Yes.
I am dying to see this.
We're gonna start with the beef bones. We rub these with tomato paste.
I love that little trick.
In the oven.
350.
Don't roast.
Bones in the pot. Our lobster bodies.
This is the weirdest thing I've seen.
Black peppercorns, bay leaf.
Water.
We bring it up to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and let it reduce overnight.
In the warehouse of fun.
So now we're gonna make our béarnaise sauce. Start with our tarragon champagne vinegar reduction.
Okay.
Champagne vinegar, shallots, tarragon, bring it up to a boil, hit it on simmer.
And let this reduce down, strain it out.
Whole eggs, some more yolks, salt, Calabrian chilies, our tarragon reduction. Then we're gonna use our stem blender. And then we have our melted butter, give that slow drizzle.
Béarnaise is done.
Time to build it.
Fantastic. Favorite part of the day.
Milk bun.
Ooh.
Very generous with the duxelle.
Will you let that reduce?
Tri-tip, red onions, our tarragon chili béarnaise. Top it off.
The Pirates of the Caribbean sword to cut it with. And then here comes the lobster beef jus. I can't wait for this one. Whoa.
The sandwich is spectacular
By
before
itself.
you dip
Right,
it.
Right. The beef flavors through the roof.
Right.
That is crazy.
The lobster really comes out. I cannot believe how much lobster flavor's in there. It is full-on surf and turf.
One of the most whacked out thing I've ever seen on Triple D. Amen, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks,
2
Jeff.
for 2, brother.
Plating surf and turf.
It's a really good cut of beef, and it's so tender.
The au jus sauce is the die for.
Granola, a lot of fresh ingredients, a lot of local ingredients.
Spinach and mushroom omelet.
And they grow veggies out in the backyard.
Your own romaine lettuce.
Yep.
Always good.
Money.
Highest quality food around. Being prepared with a lot of love.
By owner Heather Haviland,
Waffle.
who started here 6 years ago when the place was a coffee shop, and she rented part of it for a baking business.
And I started baking things out of the storage closet.
3 years later, she bought into the place, filled out the kitchen,
Mac and cheese.
and built up the menu.
Mac and cheese with house-made applesauce.
Always something new.
And almost everything from scratch.
Biscuit up.
Everything that comes out of that kitchen.
From burritos to biscuits. And yeah, just a basic Reuben.
Homemade corned beef, homemade sauerkraut.
Thousand Island that they make in-house.
Right down to the pickles and ketchup.
Absolutely fantastic.
We're gonna make the brine actually for the brisket for the Reuben. 2 gallons of water.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt. Then we got sugar, garlic, cloves, searing salt.
There you go. You gotta have a little pink nitrate.
Peppercorn, fresh ginger, bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, ground mace.
Which is the
I love
outside
that.
coating
Yeah.
of the nutmeg.
And it grows like hands, like this. It's a beautiful thing. Whole cloves, allspice, red pepper flakes, coriander actually from our garden.
Oh, look at that.
Mustard seed, and then we bring it to a boil and then let it cool completely.
So we've got this big monster piece of brisket.
Yep, and then we're gonna pour beautiful brine onto there.
That's gonna be some righteous corned beef. How long will we let this brine?
7 days. And then we're gonna pull it up and move it out of here and strain it.
To catch the herbs and spices.
All that magic. Put that into the pot.
Gosh, this is gonna be melt in your mouth, or melt in my mouth.
Some fresh thyme.
Which was out in the garden.
Yes.
When you just pick it, the bouquet is enormous.
Perfume. Carrots, onions, celery, and then fresh water.
So you'll bring it to a boil?
And then cover it and simmer it for 3 hours.
Dig it, and then I'll eat all of it.
You'll eat the whole thing.
Here's our corned beef, cooled and ready to slice. And what's gonna come on the sandwich?
Rye bread.
I use that just as a medium.
Buffer. But we make our own rye bread, so I really would prefer that you not use it as a buffer.
Of course we make our own rye bread.
Just a little bit of butter. Swiss.
So you make the bread, you make the corned beef,
Right.
you make the sauerkraut.
Yep, in-house. Corned beef.
She's using the kraut to heat up the corned beef, so it's not getting a texture of being cooked on the flat top.
Yes, and then cover it and dish up some Thousand Island. For the Thousand Island dressing, we grow our cucumbers, make those into pickles. We make our own ketchup, and you put local honey in there and add the mayonnaise. You make the Thousand Island dressing, and then...
Look at that. I don't even know that I'm worthy to eat this. They should have a shot of that in the Louvre. I don't have anything to say. Look at the goosebumps on my arm. That bread, that kraut with that corn. I don't know what's better on all of this. Now we're gonna hit the Thousand Island. I don't know that you should accept money for these. Bring us your firstborn.
Rich, buttery. It's yummy.
We have 2 Macs on the grill.
It's not trying to be fancy, it's just good and what's right.
Short rib melts.
Translation, gangster grilled cheeses, and standout soups. A simple menu that Chef Crystal De Luna Bogan and her musician husband Joseph have stuck to since they opened the truck in 2010.
I got a pimento mac going out with the soup. We got some Tennessee cheddar.
It's a monster.
It's a 40-pound block. We're gonna cut this up, shred it up for the pimento mac and cheese base.
So you're gonna cut the cheese?
I'm gonna cut this cheese with this knife.
So no processed cheese in this crew?
No, sir.
Delicious, okay. So cheese is done.
We're gonna make some mayo, eggs, garlic, our spice mix, paprika, cayenne, pepper, and then
Hot sauce?
Hot sauce. Again, the mayo.
The slow stream.
So stream, and then the oil. So this kind of replaces the whole roux
I gotcha.
situation. This actually makes it a lot more gooey, and we love our mayo here in the South. All right, now we just assemble. So we got our mac, already cooked it in just some salted boiling water, a little oil. We got our mayo
this
base.
girl thinks she was some pretty little bartender. This girl been cooking.
And here comes the good stuff. We got our cheese.
I'm digging it.
We just want a little bit of noodle, just for some texture, but it's mostly about the cheese.
Righteous.
And then we're just gonna add our roasted peppers. So that's basically it. Assembly time. So we're gonna butter the bread.
Okay.
This is our special butter mix.
Which is
Butter and mayo.
I like it.
Pimento mac and cheese. Some of our beautiful local tomatoes, bacon bits, and then we finish it off with the same cheddar that we've just sliced.
And we go to the grill.
Yeah.
Get it?
Then we press it down.
How long does that take to melt?
About 2.5 minutes on each side. It's all melty. Cut it on halfway. We present it open faced so you can see all the goodness.
Okay.
We'll serve it up with some of our house-made pickles.
So the roasted red pepper and tomato soup.
Little basil oil on top, pimento mac and cheese. Melts.
So I gotta try this sandwich by itself.
What do you think about that?
You know what, I'll tell you something. If you're left with just pimento by itself, Oh, not enough texture.
Yeah.
Texture was the one. But you put the pasta in there and the tomato. A little bit of spice coming out of that as well. This is where it goes on.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
That's so good. I'm gonna go into like a little dream sequence. I am telling you what, this just takes me back to childhood.
It's a labor of love, so we better produce.
And call it the grilled cheesery?
We're the place where grilled cheeses are made.
We got another roast beef going over there.
You got the corned beef, you've got the pastrami.
This is another thing we have on New York. First in sandwiches, first in baseball.
Give a chicken parm, please.
Any sandwich you order here is great.
Did you want a platter or the sandwich, sir?
I actually asked Sam if he was married. I said, I'd have married you for your pastrami.
He's the Michelangelo of sandwiches.
Let's go.
And Sam LaGrassa's been making masterpieces for more than 40 years.
Did I set up portobello?
Now with the help of his 3 sons.
Thank you, Donna.
Rob, Ronnie, Rich.
From when they were able to walk, this became just a way of life.
There you go.
Rob goes off to culinary school.
Pay up for Rocky, sir?
You two take off and go where?
Business school.
Here to go, sir?
But they all came back to Dad's place.
Every day is a new opportunity for a new sandwich. We're constantly building, constantly playing with new stuff.
Like this fan favorite.
Chipotle pastrami. I love chipotle and coleslaw, and it has both.
It is truly just the best.
Starting with smoked pastrami done their way.
We take the stock from the pastramis from the day before, add water to it.
Well, you have to.
Eventually,
Otherwise
we
it'd be
just,
syrup.
before we put them in the water, we make sure we score them. The stock is basically 40 years old.
So you just keep rotating the stock.
And then we add brown sugar.
So that's all that is?
Yep.
So how many hours?
2.5 to 3 hours.
Ready?
Let's go.
You gotta let it cool a little bit before we slice it?
No, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little brown sugar to the top.
Oh, that's just gonna melt right in there.
Exactly. It really gives it a nice little sweet taste to
That's
it.
psycho.
Good to go. Start slicing it up.
That guy wants you over there. Look at that right there. The bark, the smoke, the pepper, the sugar in my mouth.
Next, we're gonna do the chipotle honey mustard. Start off with mustard.
A lot of it.
Oh yeah. Add the honey. So we're gonna add the brown sugar, ground chipotle pepper, and we're gonna mix it all together.
That smells like a spicy honey Dijon right now.
Exactly.
So this you're gonna let set up. What else goes on the sandwich?
Coleslaw. We're gonna start with fresh cabbage, shredded carrots, granulated sugar, white vinegar.
Not apple cider vinegar, huh?
Nope, that's the way Dad always made it. We don't mess with that. Kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, whole celery seed, parsley, and mayonnaise, and then we mix it up.
This sets up, and then you finally we're gonna have pastrami?
And then we'll build it.
Good.
We're gonna grab an Italian roll, start with the chipotle honey mustard, Swiss cheese, and the coleslaw will go on the top part.
Holy smoke. You think it's big enough? Now where are you going?
Now we're bringing it onto the grill.
Okay, so how long is this on the press?
A couple of minutes.
Look at that. So is this one of your favorites?
Oh, without a doubt.
Delicious sandwich. Take a look at how nice and crispy and crunchy that bread's become. Look at that pastrami. The sugar rub down you gave it was good. Slaw's got good tang, but the kicker got chipotle mustard. Really nice heat, not overdone. I was worried it was gonna be too much of the flavor. I'd kill her.
It's a lot of meat in one shot.
It's a perfect type of coleslaw. The chipotle really just sets it off.
This is your go-to for pastrami.
Pastrami, only place for me, pastrami.
Yes, sir. Corned beef.
Everything here is first class.
Here to go, sir.
They got a huge takeout operation.
It's crazy. 40 people downstairs making sandwiches. So you're doing 1,300 sandwiches a day?
That's just in catering.
It's easily the best sandwich shop in Boston.
This is the neighborhood pub with above average pub fare.
Cream sauce for the green chili cheese fries.
It's off the beaten path, but the food is really great.
You come for the food.
I come for the food.
You're double fisting it right now, and you come for the food.
That one's coffee.
And the 1-2 keg kitchen punch was all part of the plan when John Rowley and Jeffrey Kaplan partnered up on this place.
I wanted to do like a gastropub with good beer, and he wanted a farmhouse brewery with good food.
What kind of food do you guys do?
We do like farm-to-table dishes we all grew up with, but just a little upscale. Chicken biscuit with fries in the window.
The chicken and biscuit sandwich is one of my go-to comfort foods.
That biscuit, of course, really sells it.
Really, really tasty.
We're gonna do chicken and biscuits?
Yeah. We're just gonna start off with the brine, hot water, garlic powder, kosher salt, some sugar, throw in an ice to cool that down so we're not scorching the chicken.
Chicken breast, chicken thigh.
We do an airliner that we cut the wing off of.
So the airliner was to make the food a little bit fancier on the airline. They would leave the wing connected to it.
But I also heard because it's like still got the wing, so it flies.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. I'll go with that also. So you just trim off this, save that for wings later?
Yep. We just want to make it a little more flat. We're gonna let this brine overnight.
So now we're getting chefy. We're gonna go sous vide.
Correct. We're going to bag it up, put it in our cryovac machine.
What temp are you running?
165, and we let this go for about an hour.
Par cook it a bit, so when you're breading it and frying it, you're gonna be able to achieve that really nice crisp and not have to wait for it to cook all the way through.
Exactly. It stays nice and juicy and tender all the time. Dredge it in rice flour and fry it at order.
We gotta make the biscuit.
Yep. So we had our flour in, salt, baking soda, baking powder.
Mix the dry a little bit.
We're gonna add our cold butter in, local goat cheddar.
Goat cheddar, really?
Green onion as well.
And last but not least, the buttermilk.
As soon as this kind of all sticks together, it's done. Dump this out on here. And then we're gonna do a little fold on it. We're gonna do that a couple times to make sure we got some nice layers. We got our little custom maker that's a little bit bigger.
That's a big biscuit.
Oh, it's a big sandwich. I'm a big guy.
What temp?
350 for about 18 minutes.
All right, Chef, let's see it.
Toasted our house-made biscuit.
Okay.
We're gonna put a little horseradish crema, our chicken breast that we just took out of the fryer.
House-made pickles. Real thin batter on that chicken from the rice flour, but super crunchy.
And then our onion rings from the rice flour as well.
I love it. Nice tender biscuit. Mmm, great chicken. This is tender, great flavor. You're definitely getting a little bit of the brine. It's a light, crisp fry, and the brine of the pickle and the horseradish sauce is dynamite. I give you props.
Chicken biscuit sandwich.
The chicken is fantastic. It's moist, it's fresh.
The biscuit is just phenomenal.
Poutine, hitting the pass.
When I tried the food the first time, I was hooked.
So I've got the cauliflower wings.
There's a lot of East Coast flavors from the East Coast of Canada.
That's because Chef Mark Steele is from Newfoundland. He went from corporate cooking to catering to this joint.
What does OSO mean?
Orleans Catering Companies.
Orleans is an area here.
It's the East End, Ottawa. We take very approachable food everybody likes, but we make things from scratch using local ingredients.
You get the burgers and the fries, but then you get the specialty things like the East Coast Donair.
Which is a familiar regional dish.
It's ground beef that's piled together on a pita bread.
Fired up with Mark's own culinary punch.
The combination of the sweet sauce and the hot peppers is so, so good.
All right, so what are we getting into?
An East Coast Donair.
A where with what?
It's a spin on a gyro made with ground beef. Now, this is our version. A little more pizzazz, more razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz and pizzazz. What did I get into?
We have some ground chuck, about 70-30, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, pepper, salt. This is the pizzazz here. Cayenne.
This pizzazz.
Into the meat, fresh oregano. Throw this right on the sheet pan here. Just roll that out, throw it in the oven, 350 for about 7 minutes.
Now, Donair is something that you find throughout Canada.
Especially the East Coast.
But this sauce is what differentiates it from any other beef meat sandwich type slice thing.
Absolutely. We start off with evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk.
Those cows are rich and thick here.
Fresh garlic.
Because that's what I always do. Evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, garlic.
Some sugar. I'm just gonna add in the vinegar, and you're gonna see this thicken.
Vinegar's gonna tighten this up?
Big time. This is where the magic happens. It's already starting to thicken up.
I've never seen this. What do you think has happened here?
Beautiful.
Can we call Alton Brown right now? This is an Alton Brown question 101. We've got the meat cooked off. Take it to the flat top.
Grill the pita. Hit this with some garlic butter.
Dude, this looks awesome. Nice and thin and easy going.
A little cheddar, crisp lettuce, a ton of sauce, and then some cherry tomatoes, sweet mini peppers, and sliced jalapeno, some more cheese. Finish it with our pickled red onion. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, huh? Don't you know?
Oh, you got a little. That's the way it should be, though.
Oh, you bring a bath towel or have a car wash when people leave. They can just walk through it.
Get hosed down.
Delicious, Chef. The meat is what's the most impressive, with the seasoning, with the crust, with the caramelization. But when you get the fresh vegetables mixed with the cheese, and then you get the little kiss of the sauce, it rounds it out. That is really good.
Donair in the pass.
Best donair I've ever had.
Seriously.
The meat is nice and juicy, it's perfect.
Where's my sweet sauce?
No, you can't have any more sweet sauce.
French dip, table one.
The short rib French dip is probably my favorite thing here.
You get a combination of the onion and the cheese on top of the real rich, tender meat.
It gets me excited.
Most people make the French dip out of top round or leftover prime rib. We're gonna braise some short ribs.
Right now we're making the braising liquid.
Okay, a little bacon fat.
Red onions, celery, and carrots. Add a tomato paste, fresh thyme, rosemary,
bay leaf,
red wine, beef stock. Bring it to a boil, and then it's be ready for the short ribs.
Season these.
Salt and pepper. Put them on the grill.
So sear all 4 sides.
Top it off with the braising liquid, and we'll cook it for 4 hours.
Now, how in the world are you pulling that out without just tearing off a little chunk and trying it? Oh, that'll be just fine.
Fish out the ribs.
Wait, where did the fish come in?
Take with the dogs, take them out.
Oh, take the short
Take
ribs.
the short ribs out.
I don't know. We're in San Diego. Maybe there was fish.
Finish the short rib in the jus with caramelized onions.
Toasted baguette, gorgeous.
And we'll top it off with the shredded Gruyere cheese. Put this in the salamander, toast it up.
No salamander was harmed in the filming of this show, by the way.
So we got the reduced jus.
Hi, Food Coma. My name's Guy. I'll see you in just a minute. The only problem with this is you didn't serve it in a kiddie pool. Because if it could get in with the sandwich and the jus, I mean, that short rib, along with those caramelized onions, bananas. And?
Bananas is good.
Bananas is good. The bread's fantastic. The jus is luxurious. You get all that nice fat that's coming from the braising of the short rib. A little touch of the red wine and the melted Gruyere on top. It's all the components of what you want a great French dip to be. We're talking about scratch-made sandwiches, funky creations.
Nacho Pollo Loco in the window.
The Nacho Pollo Loco sandwich is ridiculous. The chicken itself is breaded with the nacho cheese chips.
You don't find this anywhere else.
It's really delicious.
Now we're gonna get into a chicken sandwich that's coated in nacho cheese chips. This is the kind of stuff that we used to make up when we were in college. When you would have the leftover potato chips that were the crumbles at the bottom, I would always incorporate those.
First, we're gonna season the egg wash here. We've got some hot sauce, kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper. Throw a quick whisk on that. All natural chicken breast. A little dredge there for the flour. Into our seasoned egg wash. Then we're gonna pack those chips on there.
You wanna get that crunch and you wanna get that flavor.
We don't fry them, we bake them. It's healthy.
See?
Come on.
Just when you think they weren't gonna let you be healthy at the Full Belly Deli, they go ahead and bake the chicken.
We bake the chicken.
Next up,
The Southwest sauce. We're gonna add our chipotles and adobo, fresh cilantro,
a little heat in that.
mayonnaise, sour cream. Then we're gonna add the chipotle and cilantro mixture.
I just got a huge waft of that smoky, dried chipotle. Very interesting. I'll hold this, Your Honor.
Okay. Horseradish, lemon juice, salt, pepper. Finish it off.
Okay.
Pickles are next.
Got it. This is an immersion circulator?
Yes.
Well, isn't that just the cutest little thing? We have a fountain like that in our room. I could also be brining my pickles.
We've got white vinegar here, sugar, salt, and that'll be our brining liquid. We're gonna go whole yellow mustard seed, toasted caraway seed here, peppercorns.
Tricolor?
Yep. Whole garlic, bay leaf, and arbol chili, fresh dill. Then we're gonna add our pickling cucumbers.
Okay.
Then we have our brine.
How long are we gonna go sous vide?
2.5 hours. at
Really?
140.
Could you use some really good sous vide terminology?
Let's go 39.9.
There you go.
For 2 hours and 41 minutes. And
They'll be done.
then we let them sit overnight.
Look at this. Can I just come in and buy this?
Yes, you can.
Good, I'll take this. So jalapenos and a bunch of cheddar.
Toast it up. We've got our Southwest sauce, romaine lettuce and heirloom tomatoes, pickle,
I like where we're going.
nacho crusted chicken breast. Fold it over.
Dude. Bread is dynamite. It's got good texture, good chew, but not heavy. I love the cheese and the jalapenos on the outside. And the chicken breast, it's got a really good crunch. I mean, I heard it when you hit it with the knife. Awesome smokiness out of the Southwest sauce. But the kicker that refreshes it is that pickle. And that pickle sings.
Singing pickles. Nacho pollo and jalapeno coming in.
The chicken is real juicy, real tender, but the chips add like a perfect crunch.
The pickles are amazing. Nothing like any pickles I've ever had.
The jalapeno cheddar bread is definitely the way to go. Spicy, but cheesy.
If you're looking for a great sandwich, I would say this is the best place to come.
And you're gonna leave with a full belly.
Tres hombres.
Tres Hombres has Fontino habanero sausage as well as pulled pork, and it has brisket. It is a big one.
We're gonna make the
Tres Hombres Sandwich. We're gonna build our dry rub for our pulled pork.
Let's see it.
Coarse ground black pepper, kosher salt, a little paprika, chili powder, brown sugar, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. We're gonna take our Boston butt, apply a yellow mustard and pickle brine, slather.
Okay.
Rub the butt pretty heavily with our dry rub. They'll smoke for about 12 hours.
Okay, on to the brisket.
And again, we're gonna start with black pepper, kosher salt, paprika, a little cayenne.
My homies.
Granulated garlic, granulated onion, cumin, Mexican oregano.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The mustard and pickle brine slather.
Dry rub.
And then this is gonna go for how long?
About 16 to 18 hours. We're gonna make our signature house thick sauce.
What are we missing? A ballet slipper and an engine block.
We're gonna toast 3 types of chilies, and we're gonna be caramelizing some onions. So while that's going, we're gonna start the tea. Oil.
Good, let's get every pot, every ingredient.
Garlic, water, toasted peppers.
Let them steep.
20 minutes. Take all this and pour it into a blender, puree it.
Got it.
We're gonna start the next step with the caramelized onions.
Okay.
Add molasses to that. Cook that down. We're gonna add the tea that we made, ketchup,
apple cider vinegar,
brown sugar,
cumin chili flake, whole grain mustard, kitchen sink, eye of newt, wing of bat.
Pickling brine, soy, lemon juice,
Cayenne.
salt. Cook it for an hour to an hour and a half.
We're done. We're gonna put the tres hombres together.
Habanero fontina, pulled pork, thick sauce, beef brisket, a little more thick sauce, pickled red onions.
Okay. Oh, how cute. We'll put the little hat on it.
Just for you.
I'm not gonna be a sharp-dressed man after this. This is a monster. Delicious brisket. Love the sausage. Pulled pork's nice and tender. It's legit. It's real deal. It's great flavor. Well done, chef.
Thank you. Tres hombres.
You have to really press it down to fit in your mouth.
The brisket is very tender. It's really delicious.
And to make some meatballs.
All right, start with veal.
Ground chuck.
Some sweet Italian sausage.
3 meats at a burger joint, dude.
Eggs, breadcrumbs. We grind these from French baguettes ourselves.
I love it. Fresh basil.
Minced garlic, oregano,
Minced onions.
Parmesan cheese, pepper, salt, a little milk.
This is like Meatball 101.
It's all here.
Go for it.
That together. Let's make meatballs.
You gonna weigh them out?
No, we just kind of eyeball them.
That's a big one. That's a racquetball. So you put them on the tray, cook them off at 350.
Right.
Let them brown up. And now we're making the marinara for the meatballs.
Yes. We take our Roma tomatoes.
Boiled, peeled, seeded.
Pour it into the pot.
Whoa! I was there for you every step of the way.
You see that?
Just gonna let those tomatoes cook down for now.
Exactly.
Okay?
Now we're gonna saute onions, anchovies.
That's a new one. A whole mess of garlic. Like that. Let that all cook down.
That goes straight into the tomato sauce. Now we'll let this simmer for an hour and a half.
What's the final step?
Fresh herbs, oregano, parsley,
A mess of basil.
salt and pepper. And we stir it up. Then we add a can of tomato sauce.
Hit it with the immersion blender. We gotta get you a bigger one of those.
Yeah, I need a bigger boat. We let it simmer for about a half hour. Add Parmesan cheese.
That's the Parmesan. Everything's good to go.
Yeah, we're warming the meatballs up.
Reheat them on the flat top.
Right. While those are cooking, take our bread.
For the marinara.
Lots of cheese.
And throw that under the salamander.
Cheese is melted.
Nice. Yeah, look at those. That's a big portion. A little marinara.
On top there.
Guess what? Hot. Oh, I got to cut it. Look at that. That's real good meatball sandwich. What's your last name?
Care.
O'Carleone?
Yeah, on Leone.
O'Carleone. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So this meatball, nice and tender. The marinara is on point, especially the fresh herbs. Wild garlic. Touch of that anchovy in there. Nice job, man.
Meatball Sub.
I love these sandwiches. Good marinara sauce.
It's delicious.
Sarah's Waffle Up.
Everything's waffles here, and these are the best waffles in town.
More waffle batter.
They're appealing to the eye, and your tongue will be happy.
But it was actually health that was Derek Green's true inspiration.
Recipes and everything that I came up with literally was because I had a wife that had cancer and also had a mom that had cancer. And you can hide a lot of ingredients in the waffle so that they don't have to take as many pills.
After his wife passed, Derek took his waffles to the public, working his way to opening this joint that he runs with his wife, Leron.
4 confused cousins.
This one has mac and cheese, it has barbecue sauce. The chickens are phenomenal. You will not go away hungry.
What are we into, chef?
This is the waffle for the confused cousin chicken sandwich.
Confused is right here.
Almond milk, flour, baking powder, pure vanilla. I have a second type of vanilla, also a pure vanilla, white sugar, brown sugar, and then we have a substitute for eggs. Keep it vegan. Coconut oil.
And let her fly. Next step.
Chicken coating. Unbleached all-purpose flour, adobo, granulated garlic, white pepper. This is a Mediterranean spice blend that we import from Israel.
That's awesome.
Parsley, granulated onion, kosher salt.
Got it.
Next, the chicken. We're gonna go dry flour, egg wash, dry flour, grease. 350, 6 minutes.
What are we making next?
Garlic mac.
Okay.
Colby Jack cheese.
Oh, you're going immersion circulator.
Yes.
Aren't we chefing it up a bit now?
Sharp cheddar cheese, sodium citrate to make sure that it doesn't clump up.
And some heavy cream.
Seal that up.
Why not just melt it in a pan like everybody else?
Sous vide.
Hot shot.
We have our noodles in the pan, eggs, bacon fat.
Oh, so another vegan dish.
Nothing vegan about this one, brother. Ghee, garlic salt, granulated garlic, white pepper.
You got to think about white pepper.
The white pepper is there because a lot of our dishes have turmeric, an active ingredient that is curcumin, very healthy for you. And one of the best ways for the body to absorb that is mixed with white pepper.
Okay.
Dump that cheese sauce and some heavy cream in this.
The last thing we have to make is the barbecue sauce, and then the barbecue sauce is part of the house sauce.
Correct. Water, brown sugar, paprika, mustard, garlic, black pepper, salt.
All right.
Ketchup, lemon juice, molasses, liquid smoke, light corn syrup.
Take me to Flavor Town, brother.
So for our house sauce, we're gonna begin with some hot sauce, ranch, then that barbecue sauce, honey.
Let's see it, bud.
Grill some cheese, chicken, maple syrup, scoop up this side of cheese, slap some bacon on there, garlic mac, spicy barbecue. Smash that down. Finish that off with a little bit of hot sauce.
I'm actually scared. Can I phone a friend? I wonder how much this little piggy weighs. 2 pounds. You think I need more of that in my day? You eat this. I don't even know how to attack it. Hands. Pick it up? You have a pressure washer? That's a bite. Mac and cheese is delicious. Chicken's nice crisp on that, nice crunch. One of my favorite things is that spicy barbecue sauce. That contrasting with the maple syrup, you get the hot, you get the spice, then you get the sweet. It is a gigantic juxtaposition of flavors and textures. Dynamite.
Here's your confused cousin.
We do not show up in Alaska without the Alaska superstar of diners, drive-ins, and dives, the one and only Benny Lin from Pagoda Restaurant in North Pole, Alaska. So what do you think?
Good flavor. The barbecue sauce, very nice. Good waffle. Crispy, the chicken cooked just right.
Order up, we got chicken cutlet.
Gall & Company Malt House is your usual corner bar, but like at the next level.
Recipe for the side salad. Everybody comes in to have a good time, good food.
And the dudes serving up all those goods, that'd be Joe Forkin, Jim Lyons, and Matt Yak. Some real characters who gave this casual spot a formal name.
The Gall & Co. Malt House.
Whoa. What did you call it?
Gall & Company Malt House.
I have a couple drafts and kind of indulge a little bit with the Witter-Wadowski.
Got a wit up, table 1.
The Witter-Wadowski is their take on the cheesesteak. It's kibasi, which is tying into our Polish neighborhood.
It's amazing. Now what are we into?
The Witter-Wadowski, that's what it's called. So in Philly, you get a cheesesteak with onions or without onions. We added a ski on the end, so now we Polishized the Witter-Without ski. So kibasi is the meat of the Polish people.
You're gonna make your own kibasi.
Paprika, onion powder, coarse black pepper, salt, fresh garlic. Different than granulated garlic, which we're adding now. Into the ground pork.
Now, this is gonna get mixed up?
With these man hands right here.
With these man hands, got it.
We're gonna throw it right in the oven, 400 degrees for 2 hours.
What's up next?
House-made cheese sauce. Butter, chicken stock that we strained when we cooked the wings.
Got it.
Granulated garlic, onion powder, and the coarse black pepper. I'm gonna whisk it with this professional whisk we got here.
And what's going on with the cheese here?
So that's a sharp American cheese.
I like it.
So this is the kibasi loaf. Slice it almost like a lunch meat.
Like a what?
Like a lunch meat. Deli meats, or what do you call them?
Lunch meat.
We're gonna launch it into your mouth.
Who would have thought of kielbasi launch meat? And these are house-cut fries, double fried?
There you go. And add some caramelized onions right on there. Finish it off with the cheese sauce.
Okay.
Look like a pork roll, but it's a kibasi.
Pork roll. It's delicious. It's unique. I don't think I've ever had anything like it. It is part ham and cheese. It is part cheesesteak. There's those big flavors that you get in kielbasa. And the uniqueness of how you do it, from making it into the loaf, to slicing it, to throwing it on the flat top, kind of caramelizing the sausage. That is a destination sandwich.
I'll take a little pound for that.
You're gonna put on a few pounds if you eat that.
I limit myself to 1 a month at this point.
There's no way that's even begin to be true about that.
No, you're a lad.
Witter-Wadowski? The kibasi's so like crispy, and with the onions, got a really rich flavor.
Is it okay that they're taking the most prized possession in the sandwich world, the Philly cheesesteak, and doing this funky Polish spin to it?
Everybody loves it.
I need some cheese, please.
You don't hear of a place that just has grilled cheese.
Tell me this place is not off the chain.
Dude, it's bomb, man. Got a purple Parma going up.
West Side Monte Cristo. It's delicious.
Hot Italian for you?
It's amazing. The food's really good and really awesome grilled cheese sandwiches.
It's the best in Cleveland. I'm a big fan.
So's my Aunt Polly.
The creativeness is just awesome.
Yep, grilled cheese done more than 30 different ways.
Chorizo potato.
By chef and owner Matt Fish.
Parma Italy working.
Who just can't give up his childhood favorite.
I think we can stick anything inside of it and it's still considered a grilled cheese sandwich.
Peanut butter, banana, cream cheese.
Peanut butter, banana.
The blackened chicken for you, sir?
When I come here, I only get the big popper.
We got a big popper heading our way.
Kind of like a jalapeno popper, just sandwich form.
Take it for a test drive, my friend.
Wow, dude, that's hot. That tastes like a jalapeno popper.
There's even one stuffed with this local favorite.
Giant potato pierogi on there.
Parmageddon.
Parmageddon is so Cleveland. Why does it get called Parmageddon?
First suburb outside of Cleveland going south is Parma. Parma is the Polish hotbed in Cleveland, and pierogies is a main staple.
Okay.
We're gonna start with our grilled bread every time. Turn our saute pan on. We're gonna add our vegetable oil. We're gonna brown our pierogies. They're just fresh potatoes, a good hearty cheddar cheese in there. So we brown them real nice on both sides. Add our grilled onions.
Flambe grilled sandwiches.
Look
You never see
out,
that.
girls. Nice soft cabbage for us. Oh, this is the kraut spice that we made earlier today.
Okay.
Vodka. And then our some cider vinegar, and that's it. All we're gonna do is just let this get happy, happy, happy.
You are crazy.
I try, man.
I'm telling you, Michael Simon, Eric at Momocho, Heather at Lucky's, and now this cat, I don't know about this town. Crazy people. Okay, so
This is gonna reduce, all the liquid's gonna be gone.
I'm gonna flip the bread.
Oh, please do. Some sharp cheddar cheese goes on both sides of the bread. We do approximately 4 ounces of cheese on every sandwich.
Yeah.
Pierogies down first. All that good caramelization and goes on top.
Easy.
Flipping that bad boy onto the tray, into the meltification machine.
Yes.
3 to 5 minutes in that oven to get this to be the perfect grilled cheese sandwich. All right, let's do this, man. Boom.
Oh, man. Out of bounds. Crunch on the bread, fantastic. Pierogi, great. But the cabbage with the vodka and the cider, it's over the top and around again over the top.
Oh, thank you.
That is one of the best grilled cheese I've ever had. You know who I have to bring in here? Now, Polly, tell me what you think of this.
That's the bomb. Bursting with flavor.
Oh, thank you.
Bursting.
Pierogies were new to me, so it's nice to have it in a sandwich. Outstanding.
It's hard to describe.
It's so much more than a grilled cheese sandwich.
Our 2 crab cakes. My idea was to take a 4 to 5 star restaurant, that quality of food.
And the
medium
medium is grilled cheese.
Everybody's used to. Burger on blue cheese.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, and they just do a lot of different neat things to it.
Word's out. Everyone in Logan knows about Herms.
People come from out of town to come here.
And they've done that since the early 1900s, because this historic building has been a place for travelers to sleep, eat, and top off the tank. And Chef Riley Brown are in charge of filling up guests once again.
In-N-Out grilled cheese, table 9.
I have the inside-out grilled cheese. It's so good. It's got this crunchy cheese on the outside, and on the inside there's guacamole and black beans. It's very different than any other grilled cheese that you're gonna find.
What are we making, Chef?
Salsa, Anaheim's, roasted red bell pepper, and roasted green pepper.
And jalapenos?
You've got it. Whole stewed tomatoes,
Have light on.
green onions, little garlic, toasted ground cumin,
Beautiful.
a little bit of sugar,
Thanks, honey.
chopped red onion.
Agua?
That is actually white vinegar, sriracha, cilantro, and our house seasoning.
And that makes the salsa.
Now we're gonna make our black beans. A little bit of olive oil,
Sweat the peppers and onions.
salsa,
Okay.
canned beans,
Okay.
strained,
And a little bit more of the magic dust.
salt, garlic salt, black pepper.
Must swell up like a pufferfish.
Then we just add a little bit of water,
And how long are we gonna let these cook?
15 minutes.
After this?
We make the grilled cheese. A little butter on the grill, add our shredded cheese down.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is what makes it inside out. We're trying to get a crispy and a chewy effect. Cover that lid over there, let that steam so that that cheese on top melts while the cheese on bottom crisps up just right.
Yeah.
Fresh made guacamole on here.
Everybody tuning in home, this is the weirdest grilled cheese we've ever seen on Triple D.
Take a scoop of beans, we'll hit it with a little sriracha.
And that's all she wrote. I don't know who's trying to be funny around here, but that kind of looks like somebody's hairline. I've had a lot of crazy food, dude, but this is taking it. You get this fried crunch, we call this the skirt, then you take delicious beans and guacamole, stick them inside of a really thick quesadilla. Dynamite.
Thank you.
Dynamite.
That's how I fist bump. Get a kick out of
Things
it.
are getting weird.
All right, you guys, I have those inside-out grilled cheese for you.
It's just a really unique flavor.
It's really good, really cheesy.
That's up there in grilled cheese history.
Beef po' boy?
The best po' boy I've ever had.
Great beef, great bun.
Made with tender love and care.
When it's dripping down your arms, you know it's good.
Best in the city.
A po' boy means a sandwich. You got shrimp po' boy and oyster po' boy and ham po' boy.
The roast beef is the best.
And it's the one that made Parasols a local legend.
This is the best.
Not one of the best.
No, this is the best.
This is the best.
Yes, absolutely.
By the way, this is Ross, who sent us the email and said I gotta come here. What makes it so good?
This just melts in your mouth.
Jeff puts a little TLC in his po' boy.
Yes, he does.
That'd be Jeff Carreras,
Roast beef.
who bought this joint 10 years ago
Oyster.
and kept things the way they've always been, especially the roast beef.
This is what was taught to you?
Yeah, this was handed down from the Pasteur family, which owned parasols. Take an inside round, get it nice and lean to be boiled.
Boiled, not roasted.
Not roasted.
I don't know, man. That scares me.
And you let me know. To the hot tub.
Just water, no seasoning?
Straight water, no seasoning.
That doesn't make any sense.
Seasoning comes afterwards.
Okay. Now, how long do these go down for?
About an hour and a half.
We're going completely cooked. We're not looking for any medium rare.
No medium rare here, dude.
Just boiled beef. I'm expecting something big. I mean, they email me and say, you gotta go to the parasol, you gotta go to the parasol.
We'll get your taste buds dancing here in a little bit.
Now what happens?
Let it cool a little bit, and then we'll slice it up, throw some gravy on it, and ready to be served.
Our hot cauldron?
From that stock is when we mix together the seasonings to make the gravy. Some flour, some oil, a little black pepper, garlic powder, a little salt.
What was that, 2 cups, 3 cups of garlic powder?
Pretty much about a 1 pounder.
How much gravy is this gonna make?
4 gallons of gravy.
Wow.
A little kitchen bouquet for color.
And you make this how many times a week?
Every day.
You make this every day?
Every day.
This is gonna go into the boiling cauldron?
Yep. Try not to get any on you, man. Nothing but brown gravy.
Taste this. Wow. I wouldn't kick that out of the sandwich.
No, indeed not. That's what makes it.
You can serve that on my flip-flop. It tastes good.
It's nice and easier to slice once it's cold, you know?
It was like beef jerky, dude.
Dry, no flavor. For now. From here, we're just putting gravy on it, sticking it into the oven, about an hour or so, if that.
Dude, you better be delivering. Roast beef is done?
Final outcome of it.
Now you're going to show me, the roast beef po' boy, that you won all these awards for. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that thing.
Cut that bread in half.
Okay, now we toast this?
Not yet.
We toast the bread, though, right?
We do toast the bread.
You like to toast the bread after you put everything on it?
Yes.
Is that enough?
That's for one side, sure. Lock it out, man.
And this is how you make it?
That is pretty much the roast beef po' boy. Stick it in the oven, let it toast the bread nice and toasty for a couple minutes.
Mister, I just put lettuce in the oven. What's that all about? Toast the bread ahead of time.
No, it's not the way we do things around here.
Evidently.
Dig into that.
That roast beef is capital T tender, man.
Oh, yeah, it just falls apart as dry as it was earlier.
From as dry as it was, juicy, meshy, creamy, that's legit right there. How many rolls do you make a day?
Between 30 and 50 dozen.
30 or 50 dozen. Oh, okay.
We start with the water. This is fresh yeast, heated up in some water.
This is the big shot way right here.
Then I have salt, I have diamalt.
Who?
Diamalt is the food for the yeast, flour. 11.5 pounds to start with. We're gonna mix it for a little while, and then we'll add some butter and shortening. Another 12 pounds of flour.
Got it? It's not your first rodeo, is it there, Johnny?
No. The dough starts being carried by the hook. It's ready to go.
Now we take it out, and where does it go?
It goes into a dough box.
For how long?
About an hour. Then we punch it down, and then it starts to come up again.
This is the one that we punch, fold, 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 put it back.
Right.
Oh, you should feel how warm it is. What size are we going for?
4.5 ounces. Boy, you're good.
That is dead on.
I say that's perfect.
Thank you. I'm out.
That was perfect. We'll put them on our metal pan. We're gonna put them in the metal proof box.
You're gonna get about another 20 minutes.
That's
10
it.
minutes. And then we're gonna roll them out.
We'll press it down with our fingers. We wanna fold it a little up, turn it over, roll it out. That's good. Then I put these in the metal proof box.
And they go around 3.
Yes.
Next thing we'll do is score them, butter them, and pop them in the oven.
Yes.
Take it. The wonderful rotisserie. Slide her down.
Push it all the way down to the bottom, and then it'll stop.
Round and round it goes. It must be the ones I rolled. Interesting how it gets like a little crackle to it.
Yep.
Great crust, but light. That's a good one.
Makes the whole sandwich.
Like the one folks have been lining up for since 1958. Cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak. This is the second.
Doesn't get any better. And what we have here is boneless ribeye, just a little bit frozen, and you're gonna just pop it in the sleeve.
We're looking for like a 1/16 of an inch.
You cut that so thin, there's only one side to it. Goes on the line, yellow onions.
We're gonna put a little bit of butter on the side.
Always better with butter. And then cover it.
We're just waiting for it to get to a point where we can break it up. Put a little salt on top, a little butter again. Mix it all together. And now I'm ready to put my provolone cheese.
And that's all she wrote?
That's all she wrote.
Whoa.
Thank you, thank you.
A little bit of melted cheese, thin slice on that meat and the onions on a freshly baked roll. You know what the kicker on that is? The butter. The butter is what does that.
Down to Summers Point, a funky little joint called the Crab Kick Co.
It's a catchy name.
Everything is amazing.
Big Bad Fish Witch.
Everybody comes in here and is like, oh, what do you guys serve here? Grilled cheese and crab cakes.
And the guy marrying the two is Steve Novak.
Throw on another crab cake to the other melt now.
Who bought this place back in 2010 thanks to a little help from the family. Brothers pitching in and grandparents backing them up.
Gotta love Grandma.
Gotta love
But Grandma, she dropped the coin.
Grandma Tarantine. We call her G-Tear, though.
What up?
And Grandma's investment is built on a classic.
Who doesn't love grilled cheese? It's the ultimate comfort food.
You can put anything inside a grilled cheese, and he does it the best.
I got the crab melt.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich, and it has a crab cake in the middle. It's what they're known for here.
Let's get into it.
All right, so first thing we're gonna do is add our mayo to the bin. Next, we're gonna add our eggs. Then our fresh lemon juice. I like to use honey mustard. A little sriracha. I think
Very
sriracha
nice.
just makes everything better. It's just a little crystal hot sauce, a little extra heat. And then Worcestershire sauce, Old Bay seasoning.
Say hey for Old Bay. There you go.
Hey. Actually, this is celery seed.
He's at 1 point over here.
Little celery seed.
Very nice.
And then baking powder. A load of fresh chopped parsley. And then we whisk her up. She's good to go. Next, we add our panko breadcrumbs. So you want to make sure it's incorporated in real good.
Now the crab, let's talk about that.
Jumbo lump.
Treat it very gingerly now, correct?
Exactly.
Because you don't want to bust it up.
People like to see those real big lumps.
My lovely
Right.
crabby lumps. That is some creamy.
Actually, this will solidify once it sets.
It's gonna have to.
So we're gonna throw a little butter on the grill.
Okay.
We're gonna take our crab cake, put it right on the butter. Butter the bread.
You and butter.
Monterey Jack cheese.
I mean, shouldn't you have it like on a squirt pump or something? Like
Probably. We're gonna steam the bread, just make sure we melt the cheese real good.
So we're gonna let this cook up on both sides?
This is our crab melt.
Wow. Crab cake is a little bit creamier than most people expect.
Yeah.
Crispy on the outside, tons of crab. No question about the amount of crab in there. Nice crunch of the toast, not too much cheese. We pulled it off, man. Nicely done, man.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
I love it. It's a favorite.
It's moist, it's fresh, it's delicious.
You can either have it plain or angry.
Angry here means sriracha and jalapenos. You make the cheesesteaks angry, cream of crab soup, you can get that angry. Having the sandwich angry makes me very happy.